hello, and welcome to the Deadline 2 stream, Gameweek 2. What am I on about? Deadline 2 stream, what am I on about? Gameweek 2, here we are. We are up and about. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to look at the chat well enough. I am not at home, which is why the microphone's not where it is, why the lighting is slightly darker, why the screen in a second is going to be slightly less clear, and why I'm going to have to piss fart around trying to get the timer working, and it is going to look a little messy because there's no physical way for me to do this without doing what I'm going to do. So I do apologize, but this is unfortunate. I'm in Perth. It's my mum's 80th birthday. She's sound asleep. She's actually not quite well. So she was going to join me, but she's sleeping. She went to the doctors today, so hopefully she'll be fine and can enjoy her 80th birthday tomorrow, which is why there's no watch-alongs tomorrow, but there will be one on Sunday. I'm back home on Sunday evening, and we'll be covering the Man United and Fulham game. Surely Man United get a win this week. And look, let's get into my team. It was an absolute disaster class last week. And I'm going to hopefully be able to share this, and hopefully it's not going to look absolutely horrible. So I do apologize in advance. Let's have a look. All right. It doesn't look too bad, to be fair. All right, there we go. All right, I'm going to quickly start that timer in a minute's time. Now, that is the bit that looks a bit messy because I can't do anything about it because I need to see the screen. And I don't know if I'm going to have to really change this up. Bear with us 1 second. And we're going to quickly do this. All right, yeah, this is what I thought was going to happen. Sorry, I'm going to have to quickly muck around here to open this up. And it's going to look horrible, but there's not much I can do. And we're going to start there. Hopefully that worked. I really can't tell what's going on. We're going to start. Hopefully that's worked. Let's have a look. Let's go back here really quickly. Yes, all right, started. I don't know why it actually hasn't started. Hold on. And I don't know why it's done 154. Oh my God, this is a disaster. It was meant to be 2 hours. Hold on. There we go. 2. There we go. 2. There we go. And yeah, 0, 0. Let's try that. See what happens. No, it restarts the saver. All right. Did it work? Is it someone? Can someone tell me if it's counting down on stream? And I'm going to try and check the comments. Oh my God, this is so much harder to do when I'm on my laptop rather than on my thing. I'm just looking at the stream. The stream's slightly delayed, so I can't really tell. So if anyone can whack it in the comments, that'd be handy. I'm just going to see if, let's have a look. Go back here. No, it's still not worked. Oh my God. All right, hold on. Let's try this again. Start. Yes, there we go. We've done it. All right, I can get this off now. I can get this out of the screen, and we're good. You can see the screen. Hopefully, I can see the chat. I'm going to pull up the chat, actually. I've got it on my phone. Look at that. I managed to do it. 2 hours, and we've got you. So when this actually ends, when that timer ends, you've got exactly about 30 seconds to get your team sussed. So that is exciting. Let me have a look at the chat. What's going on here? All right. Hello. Yo. Hello, Alka. How are you? Game week 2. Let's go. Be back in a bit. Is Strand Larson to punt to your captain pick with Saka, Haaland, Bruno, and Watkins in the team? Yeah, 100%. It's very punty indeed. Welcome all. Drop in your deadline dilemmas. Yeah, 100%. Get the comments in, get the chat in. Let me know what you think. I'm going to go through the cards team as well. We're going to have a look at that as well. And if you're already in the chat, please smash a like. Please, like the stream. Share it on your socials, etc., etc. Also, we're very close to 2.7K subs, which is pretty cool. So hopefully we'll be able to get there tonight as well. I hope she gets better. Yeah, I know. I'm hoping she gets better as well. I mean, it's going to suck if mum is no good on the weekend. So yeah, unfortunately, my screen brightness is slightly down. There's nothing I can do about it, but hopefully it's still clear enough you can see what I'm doing. So at the moment, I am starting Sells in goal. De Kuiper, well, I was going to say left back, and I was like, he's actually on the right there. What's going on here? The Kuiper at the back with Milenkovic, Dorgu, all away fixtures, and I'm benching the defenders with home fixtures, which when I did my team selection, I was like, oh, that feels a bit weird doing that. But, I mean, last week, all the defenders had home fixtures, and they all suck. So, bar Juve. Juve obviously had the away fixture last week as well. So, that was obviously a little bit disappointing. Reindeers pulling the D-Unit sleigh. I mean, I've heard some people talk about, like, potentially captaining him this week. I'm like, I don't know about that. For me, that's probably not the best option. Hopefully, the audio is all right as well. Now, I did muck around with that, but I think it should be coming through perfectly fine from what I can hear in my ear. But actually, this is really cool. So I've got, oh my God, I need to turn that off. So I've got Ray-Ban Metas, right? So I can actually hear the stream in my ear, which is really off-putting. So I've had to mute myself. But it sounds like the audio is coming through quite nicely as well. The one that I'm sort of in the biggest quandary with is Cody Gakpo, obviously, because Cody Gakpo just feels a bit weird. Why am I benching him? I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just hoping. I'm hoping I've got that one right. But that's just I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll get back into the chat. Get your questions in there as well. Yeah, it is counting down, which is good news. And hopefully it'll be sweet the rest of the way. We will look at challenge at the end as well. I don't know how I actually went in that, but my draft team actually went pretty well. I had the Pigeon in there, and he scored a couple of goals last week. Ironically, Rose and Price, I don't think he was a good transfer in though. So if he went with the Pigeon this week, I don't think that was overly fantastic. Hello, are you bench boosting now? I'm going to ask the card whether to bench boost a little bit later on, but I'm waiting for Rahi to join the chat because he loves the card flips. So we're going to wait for him to come in. And once I see him in here, we might start asking some stupid questions of the card and see what happens. Chaos and mess is what we're here for. Let's go 100%. We're definitely here for that. I can see it perfect on 65-inch TV, and I'm in my partner's auntie house. Love it. Love to see it. I've had a nightmare, mate. FPL Nightmare has also had a nightmare like me. I hit free hit and forgot you can't cancel it. Oh, Daniel. Yes, that's one of the things you can't cancel. Free hit. Oh, man, I should have covered that in a video earlier in the preseason. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, once you've played, so you can't cancel free hit once you've made a transfer. Oh, man, that sucks. I would load up on Arsenal assets this week. Make sure you got triple Arsenal. I'd also go with triple Bournemouth. I don't even know what else to suggest other than the fact that Mike hopefully is not cutting out. Touch wood. Hopefully it's not cutting out. Oh no, Mike is cutting out. That's not good. Let me know if it continues. Otherwise I will sit there and look in the settings. It's just going to look messy if I have to look in the settings because I am on my laptop. But hopefully it's all right. It might just be that there was a little bit of an internet dropout here because I am at Mum's house. It's not my normal setup, so I'm just rolling in it in the study. If I showed you the study, this room looks so bizarre compared to my room, which is full of Man United stuff. Bench boost looks good. How about -4 to get Haaland in and hope he covers the points? Yeah, I did think about the Haaland move a week earlier. I just think that with the fixtures I've got, I'd be killing myself not giving the team another chance. So I'm just going to go with that and hope for the best. Lots of people saying the mic's cutting out. It's not good. Can I check my team? Yeah, just whack it in here, Boki. It's my best option. I'm using my phone actually to read the chat, so I can't physically look at the WhatsApp group because the chat is coming through on my phone. That's how I'm reading it. Normally at home, I've got an extra screen for it, but here I've just got my phone. All right, 3 Arsenal, 3 Bournemouth, 3 City. Yeah, 100% what R. Campbell said. I like it. Is it just me or is the mic cutting out? It's constantly, oh man, I hope the mic's not cutting out. What's going on? It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. I don't know why it is. Unless maybe the cord's in a weird spot. I've done the same thing with free hit. Telling you Arsenal is conceding tomorrow. Yeah, that's why I don't really rate the Arsenal defense, so hopefully it's fine. Mike is fine. Brilliant. James from Planet FPL is free hit. Check his team out. I just think free hitting in game week 2 just feels bad. Gordon's a good pick to bring in next week. Could be. I really like Newcastle assets next week. I really like that, Spidey. Yeah. I know Andy, FPL Nightmares literally just bought in Anthony Gordon now, so good luck to him. I seen he was captaining him as well, and I was like, oh, I don't know about that. The card's pretty hot on Saka captain this week, so I don't really have any decisions to make in my own team. I'm pretty happy with the way it works. No issues with the sound. Fantastic. That's good to know. You can cancel free if you've not made a transfer. Yeah, I think that was the unfortunate thing. I think Daniel had already made a transfer, which is why there was a slight problem there. All right, brilliant. Looks like I fixed the sound. Maybe it was just a temporary issue. Maybe it was just the way I was holding it. Yeah, it's weird. This laptop has been playing up today as well, so I'm just praying that it gets through the next 1 hour and 53 minutes. So touch what it does, and we just roll and we keep going. The late mail today, I really enjoyed making that. It's turned into I used to really enjoy the differentials videos, but the late mail is just somewhere where I'm just me. That is my personality. When you meet me in real life, I'm exactly like you see in the videos. I don't sit there and I just talk rubbish, really, but I try and make it funny and entertaining all at once. I also have Gakpo on the bench. Watch him score a hat-trick. I know this is what I'm concerned about is Gakpo on the bench. Very concerned about that indeed. Would you bench boost Dubravka, Morg, De Kuiper, and Gooey? No. Gooey's probably going to get no minutes. I wouldn't be bench boosting with Gooey on. I wouldn't be benching with a 4.5 million forward. That's it. All right, sweet. It's good now. Thank you, Daniel. Morgu. I meant Dorgu. I was like, Morg? Who the hell's Morgu? Dorgu. Yeah, I don't mind Dorgu. It's just the gooey pick on the end is pretty bad. Card game is funny for the game week 1. Honestly, the card is on fire. Game week 1, it didn't get any calls wrong at all, which is just unbelievable. It's just hard to believe it got no wrong. Like, it got 6 out of 8 right, and 2 of them were a draw. Wildcard active, let's go. I'll consider it a win if I get just 1 point more than last week's disaster. Yet fair. Start Dorgu or De Kuiper. I'm starting Dorgu. I just feel like Fulham are going to get battered by Man United. For that reason, I think that they should be pretty good. We're going to check out the cards team as well in a little bit as well. I've got that team ready to go so I can show you what that's going to do. Cricket, Mysterio, hello. Bench boost with Dubravka, Jorgenstrand, Larson, Juve and Goodmanson. I don't mind it. It's just Goodmanson's going up against Arsenal. I do expect Arsenal to score a few goals there, so he's not going to get as many points as he did in game week 1, but I don't mind the idea behind it. I think Gakpo and Reindeers is a close call. I know originally Con, and well done, FPL Con won the mini league last year. At the moment, I'm just going to say, well done to Marmoush Mello. I actually pronounced his team name wrong yesterday in the video. It's not Marshmallow, it's actually Marmoush Mello, which now that I think about it is actually quite a cool name. Why not Gakpo over Bowen? I just think Bowen's going to return tonight. If he doesn't return tonight, he's out of the team at midnight. I'm happy to roll with that. Last week, I was actually intending on benching Reindeers. And if it wasn't for the fact he got the returns and no one else in the team did, he'd probably be benched this week against Tottenham. But because of that, he's going to start. Now, the one player, I'm going to probably flick a card later to see whether Gakpo should start instead of Reindeers. He's the one that, I know, I'm just scared about Pep Roulette. I feel like he's just as likely to start on the bench, even though he did so well last week. So that is the one concern I've got about Reindeers. Sells De Kuiper, Milenkovic, Munoz, Saka, Vice Captain Palmer, Captain Bruno, Larson, Watkins, and Valentin. That's a pretty good team. Wow, you've got a strong bench as well. Juve, I noted the transfer. So you also got 0.5 in the bank. Yeah, I like it, Boki. Your team's very similar to mine. It looks really good. Rahi, great to see you in the chat, buddy. Better late than never. Trying to join the WhatsApp, but the link isn't working. Any advice? Yeah, Jacob, Rahi is now in the chat. He's one of our mods. He will drop the link in there. Simon's are probably in here. Oh my God, I'm butchering your name again. Sorry, mate. He's also in the chat, hopefully, and one of them will drop a link. And Rahi, if you see anyone try to join the WhatsApp group, from the moment you drop the link, just accept them because there's no need to vet them. They're probably just joining straight from the stream. Card time now. Yeah, it is, baby. Solverts to Semenyo, starting Gakpo and Captain HAALAND. Yeah, I still like the Captain HAALAND. Like, if you are paying up 14 mil, I just like having HAALAND as your captain. It just makes a lot of sense. You're spending up the money for it. Why the hell just not go for it? Reindeer and Palmer, Bruno, Watkins, Milenkovic, De Kuiper, Trash, Collins, Lol. I know. Collins is a problem. Like last week when I thought about it, I was like going, I didn't really even think of Lacroix, like from Crystal Palace. And maybe I should have been thinking about him a little bit more, but I didn't. And now I'm like, maybe I would have been better off if I'd gone him instead of Collins. I still think Collins comes good. I think Brentford just had an absolute mare last week. I think they will be better, particularly at home this week. Start 3, bench 1. Dorgu, Milenkovic, De Kuiper, Gahi. Oh, that's a tough one. I think I'm probably benching De Kuiper. Yeah. Drop the link in a moment. There we go. Rahi's all over it, folks. Okay, thanks. Can you flip the card for Captain Saka versus Palmer? FPL Hippie from Blue Sky here. Yes, hello to Twin Media in the chat there. That's the link. Join up, guys. Yep, that is the link. I don't know what I sent earlier, but it should be working. Yeah. WhatsApp group is not working. Yeah, hopefully Rahi's one just put it in there. Otherwise, WhatsApp have capped the amount of people we can have. It's a rapidly expanding group. It's like 160 odd people in there now. It's a great community. Everyone's on there as well. It's probably the stream crashed or frozen very briefly there. It's back. It's probably mum's internet, to be honest with you. I don't think it's used to me just sitting there streaming from it, but we'll see with it. Hopefully it cracks on and we keep on going. All right, brilliant. That link worked. Fantastic. Eddie Casey, who to captain? Salah, Palmer, Watkins. Now, the card thinks that out of those 3 options, I haven't actually asked it about Salah, but it liked Palmer more than Watkins earlier today. And we're going to have a look. I'm going to pull the card out now. So I'm just going to ask the question, is Salah a good captaincy choice this week? So yes and no. No. Salah's not a good captaincy choice according to the card. There you go. Brilliant. Rahi's letting people in. Fantastic. Start Pedro Porro or Esteve. I'm going to say start Esteve because The cards seem to like Esteve over Van de Ven. Can't wait to see Palmer blank. I know it's going to be. If Palmer blanks, he's 100% out. No, I'm not at home. This is yeah, my mic is low. Yeah, I moved it away from me, so I'll pull it back. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, I'm at mum's, so it's really annoying. I'm actually having to hold the mic myself, which is really annoying. At my house, it's literally set up so I don't have to do anything. I can literally talk and just carry on and do what I want. Peter, hello, welcome, mate. There's hundreds of messages on the WhatsApp group every time I go in. I know it's mental. It's a wild group. It's a fun group. We like a little bit of banter. Obviously, make sure you can cop it. If you're going to dish it out, make sure you can cop it. That we definitely live and die by that. So that's all I'll say to that. Can't really hear. That's better now. Yeah. What is your best recommendation to replace Frimpong as have to transfer him out? It depends. That's a really good question from Paradise. It depends on whether you need money for something else. Now, if you need money for something else, I'd probably even drop him down to like a 4.5. If you don't need money and you want the best option at 6 mil, I still think Cucurella is the best shout from Chelsea. Chelsea's got a nice kind run of fixtures. They should be pretty good for the foreseeable future. If you wanted to take a bit more of a risk, you could go with 8 Nori from City because I don't know. I haven't actually looked at the press conferences today, so someone will be able to tell me if Guardiola's been pronounced fit or not. But yeah. Yeah, I'm not starting Dubravka. The card said to start Sells over Dubravka, so that was pretty easy one. I was actually going to start Dubravka though. If the card had decided that it liked Dubravka more than Sells, I would have started Dubravka, but he didn't. Can you flip for Bowen and Reindeers? I like it. Bowen and Reindeers. All right, it likes Bowen, so there you go. That's what I said. I'm concerned that Reindeers might actually not be that good of a call. Good luck this week. Thank you very much to Governor. Good luck to you as well. Governor, are you going to the game tonight? He's a West Ham fan. I'm intrigued to know if you're going to the game. And if you are, can you please keep an eye and give me your honest assessments of Jared Bowen and Cole Palmer in that game, please? Cucurella, headed out to play a round of golf before the game today. Thanks for the help, lad. Anytime, Jacob. My pleasure, as always. Send the normal info for the audience on PC, Darius, and it's interesting. You'd like to see it. I don't actually know if I'm going to be able to check it right here. I'm literally using my phone for the chat. I haven't, like normally I'm at home and I don't have to worry about it. Play Poro or Juve. I have actually seen the Rob FT stat zone. He's predicting no one's getting a clean sheet, which is interesting. I think people are getting clean sheets this week. All right, here we go. This is a good one. Card flip. Gakpo starting or Bowen starting? Gakpo starting. Interesting. Play Poro or Juve? I think I'd play... Oh, mate, that's a tough one. I think I'd play Juve. If I'm being brutally honest, James George, I think I'd play Juve, mate. Honestly, I think I'd play Juve. I think Chelsea are still going to be slightly slower in terms of their play today than, say... that's a really tough one. That's a really tough one. I'm just going Juve because he's got the home fixture. Man, I think you responded when you replied to my question. Do I roll, keep Bowen, or replace with who? Oh, yes, I did, MJ. I'd keep Bowen and just roll. I'd play him this week as well. I'm playing Bowen this week. Cheers, mate. It was between them two, but I didn't want to trip up on City. That's very fair. Why have you dropped Gakpo? Bowen won't score against Chelsea. I don't know, Stephen. I just got a feeling that he's going to score, is my honest answer. And I'm happy to sit there and get it wrong, but I don't know. I bought Bowen for a reason, and I feel like he's consistent, and I feel like West Ham score tonight. Kufi says, Jorgen Strand-Larsen or Reindeers? I'm going to ask the card that one. Jorgen Strand-Larsen or Reindeers? Jorgen Strand-Larsen. I have a feeling I'm going to end up benching Reindeers. Don't know why. I just got a sneaky suspicion the card's not going to like Reindeers at the end when I do it. Can you flip for Saka versus Palmer? Yeah, it did already. It went Saka captain, which is why I've got Saka captain in my team. If it said Palmer, I probably would have had Palmer. Bench booster, Dubravka, Juve, Poro, and Sarr. I don't mind that. It's a pretty decent bench boost, to be fair. You've got a good squad there, Judo. I don't mind it. I wouldn't say no. Would you bench boost Dubravka, Esteve, Goodmanson, and Verts? 100% Deezy? No. Is the honest answer to that. Nightmare Raid. Hello, Colm. How are you? Like and subscribe. He's good. He is. Thank you very much, VJ. Are you doing any transfers, David? Honestly, no. I'm not doing any transfers. I can give you the hot tip. The card's done 2 transfers and taken a -4 because I flipped a card earlier in the week when we looked at the cards team. I'm going to pull it up in a second so you can see what the card's done. But I'm doing nothing. I'm just going to sit there You can check it for like 5 minutes. All right, yeah, I'll do that in a second, Rahi. Come on, Gakpo, flip Wirtz or Reindeers. Wirtz, Reindeers. All right, likes Reindeers over Wirtz. That's interesting. Saka, Watkins or Haaland as captain. Saka all day long. I pretty much flipped cards and it reckoned Watkins over Haaland and Saka over Palmer and Palmer over Watkins. So for that reason, I'm going Saka captain. Gakpo or Mateta? I think I'd play Gakpo on that one, Philippe. Yeah, Gakpo for me, I think. If Bowen was a midfielder, would you still have picked him? No. Is the honest answer. I don't think I wouldn't have picked him. The only reason why I picked Bowen is because he's a forward. Now, a lot of people said they didn't pick Bowen because he's a forward and he's a midfielder being played as a forward. I picked him for the other reason. I thought that he was going to be really good. Samar Singh, hello, how are you? Mate, my guideline is to only bench boost when I want them all to play, not when I don't know who's worse. Just saying, take it to the cartel. Yeah, 100%. That's probably why I'm not going to bench boost, if I'm being brutally honest. I have thought about it. I looked at the bench and thought, that's actually a pretty good bench. I got a lot of money there, but yeah, I don't know. Would you do Watkins and Gakpo to Eva Nilsson and Saka for a hit? No. No is the honest answer to that. I don't think they're players that are worth a hit. I mean, if Saka really pops off, maybe it'll be worth it. I'm not sure. Samar, gutsy, bro. Yeah, 100%. Can you ask the captain, Adringa or Gakpo? Yes, I can, Peter. Adringa, Gakpo. Adringa. Look at that. See, maybe this is what it's going to come down to. The card's going to pick between Gakpo and Reindeers later, and that's what I'm going to go with. And whoever the card says, that's what I'm going to do later on. So I'm going to quickly show you the cards team. Hopefully this flicks over and it looks quite nice. All right, so this is the cards team. The card has made 2 moves. It got rid of Watkins for Haaland, and it dropped Foden for King. So the card has taken all money out of the starting lineup and put it on the bench. So that's what it's decided to do. It wanted to take a -4. That was the best options that were available to get Haaland in, because I had 2 million in the bank last week. So the cards team is that. It's captaining Haaland as well, because it doesn't have Saka and it doesn't have Watkins. So that is what the card's doing. Last week it did captain Bruno and it sucked, but that's what the card's doing. That is the cards team. It's not my team, but if you want to know what it's doing, it's rolling with Sells in goal, Collins, Crew Correa, the Kuiper in the back line, Wirtz, Bruno, Palmer, and Reindeers in the midfield, Strand Larson, Bowen, and Captain Haaland up front. That's the cards team. Just a quick show for what it's doing. So there we go. I can't flip Wirtz versus Bowen. I'll do that in a second. Wirtz and Bowen. Wirtz. Hello again, Woodstock. Hello, you buddy. Woohoo, Adringa was my pick too. Card flip. Will Yokero score tomorrow? Will Yokero score tomorrow? Yes. No. No. Mate, if the card gets that one right, it's going to be an absolute genius, isn't it? We'll never hear the end of it. It doesn't reckon that Yokero is going to score tomorrow. What does the card say between Cherky and Wirtz? All right, Cherky and Wirtz. Wow. Maybe there is going to be some Pep roulette because it likes Cherky instead of Wirtz. I think Pep said only Foden and Rodri, who didn't play last match, are fit now. Guaviol should be out. Thank you very much for that news, Spidey. Mate, ask the card. Reindeers is the new Jeff Hendrick. Is Reindeers the new Jeff Hendrick? Yes and no. No. He's not the new Jeff Hendrick. Does the card think I'll finish top one? Top one. Does the card think Spidey will finish top 1? Yes. No. Mate, unlucky no. Mate, I'm telling you, the card's normally pretty good with these calls. I sit there, I'm like, oh, is it going to actually say something stupid? But it always seems to come up with like practicality when it really matters most. If the card gets that one right as a Leeds fan, let's go. Why not go for a bench boost? I like the bench, right? I'll go back to my team really quickly. This is the cards team. That's my team. That's what I'm locking in at the moment. I looked at it and I still think that there's going to be better times during the first part of the season where I think that my team's going to just play better. And it is still risky. Like we're looking at Collins, who conceded 3 goals last week, got a yellow card, didn't get the DC points. Do I really want him coming off the bench? Juve Ditto conceded 3 goals. Dubravka, I don't know if I even wanted Dubravka on my bench. Now, the only reason why I thought about bench boosting this week is if I'm using Dubravka in a 4 million goalkeeper, this is the week. They don't have a better fixture all season long, Dubravka and Burnley, that makes me feel any more confident playing him than any other week. That is the only reason I would bench boost this week is because of Dubravka. Now, if that's the only reason why I'm bench boosting, it's a dumb reason to bench boost. That's my line of thinking anyway. But I'm intrigued to see what the card says about it later. Should I bench boost the team? And we'll see what the card says. Let's have a look. What is the card? The card is a goat. We do random calls every week. If you want to see the 8 calls I gave it last week, you got 6 of the 8 calls correct and 2 of them didn't matter. But I called them out in the late mail video. We did another 8 today, so we'll see what its record is at the end of the weekend. It's going to be interesting. It's quite fun. It's like my funnest part of the videos to do because FPL is literally a game of chance. And sometimes it works for you, sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes you get like brilliant scores. Sometimes, like last week, you get no good scores. Okay, I'll take a second to be honest. You shouldn't rely on the card. I don't, but sometimes gaming, believe it or not, this card last year called Cunha captain in Game Week 34, and a few people did it because of what the card did. I also captained Bruno Fernandes in blank Game Week 29 instead of HAALAND because the card landed on Bruno, and that was just a masterstroke. Also, I bought in Phil Foden for his 5-week strand last year because the card said to do that as well, and it was great on that one as well. Mr. Happy, Ballard or Cash? I'd probably go Ballard. Ask the card, Gakpo or Bowen. Gakpo, Bowen. I feel like I'd already done that one, didn't I? It reckons Gakpo. I thought the same thing happened before, Gakpo. But I don't know. I can't bench Bowen. Even though the card reckons that Gakpo's a better pick, I just got a sneaky suspicion Bowen's still scoring. I actually think that whoever I bench in that midfield or forward slot's going to return. I don't know who I end up benching. I think they'll definitely return, which is why I'm a bit meh. But I'm not bench boosting just because I think one player is going to return. The other 3 I don't think will. Has the card reindeers or verts? Yeah, I think I've already done that one. Someone can let me know in the chat. Ask the card if James Park... What? Ask the card if Gary will turn into a dribbling mess with Lynn on the stream. Yes? No? Oh... Gary's going to love that, Andy. The card said yes, he's going to turn into a dribbling mess. This is hilarious. I'm going to have to hold that stream together next week because it's going to be a disaster. At least I don't have to do the good looks next week. That's going to be Lynn instead. All right, where are we up to? More cards than goals at St. James's Park. Bloodbath incoming. Yeah, it could be. Stuck between Anderson, Porro, and Esteve. What do you and the card reckon? Need one to start. I think I'd go Porro just for the attacking potential, Woodstock. That's my honest opinion. I think he's probably better. I think if you realistically want the best chance of a clean sheet, it's probably Esteve. I think Fulham are definitely conceding to United, and I think City are probably scoring against Tottenham. So for that reason, that's what I'd probably say. Ask the card if you'll be number 1 by the end of the week. In what? The game? No chances. Yes? No. No. It's amazing. The amount of questions where you just think if it gets that wrong, it's an idiot. And the card never gets that flip wrong. It's unbelievable. Oh, yeah, I need help. I can't make my mind to get Semenyo in or Verts. I just roll, Avi. If you can afford to roll, I just roll, if I'm being brutally honest. If you're confident, Reed Bowen, surely Juve will cross to him. Yeah, potentially, Stephen, but I know Jared Bowen, he doesn't need anyone to really assist him. He's one of them players I think are really good. I just think West Ham are conceding against Chelsea. I think Palmer and Bowen both return, though. So for that reason, I wanted to start them both. But that's why I've got Juve last person on the bench. Thank you to Andrew for the best chip strategy. I know it was brilliant. I really enjoyed his chip strategy video as well. And yeah, he's definitely going to keep the faith. Me and him are going to do a pod as well. He doesn't know it yet, but Andy's going to be teed up and we're going to do our own little show I don't know when we're going to do it, but I'm going to have to talk to him, and he's going to have to talk to his missus. I'm going to have to talk to my missus in order to make sure that we can get that happening. Just rename the stream title, Ask the Card. I might do that next week, just Ask the Card. Brilliant. Bench boost. I'm not doing it, Daniel, realistically. I'm intrigued to know what the card thinks about bench boost, so we'll ask that in a second. I think it's better to start the player who plays at home when in doubt. Yeah, that's true. Normally I do the same as well, but just last week it didn't go very well. Thoughts on an early wild card this week? No, I just take hits this week. If you don't like your team, I think taking up to -8 is perfectly fine this week if you really want to do that. That's Gakpo twice over Bowen now. I know that's kind of scary, Robert. Yes, says Andy. Early wildcard means we get as much time as possible to men to team me up. Bowen ain't scoring. Thank you, Vindaloo. I appreciate it. Hi, Bowen scored last time he played Chelsea, so it could happen. My GOAT, D-Unit. Which two to start? Milinkovic, I have Mateta. Porro, I have Reindeers. And Nunes. Esteve. Wow. All right, start two. I'd start Milinkovic. And I'd start Milinkovic and... Oh, this is such a tough one. I think I'd start Porro as well. Just the attacking potential. That's the only reason why. I'll start Dewsbury Hall or Anderson Fulham. Oh, my God. Dewsbury Hall all day long. I'm sick of seeing Andersons. Hello, Abby. Bench boost this week, I reckon, and then play a risk in Captain Watkins. Yeah. Okay, yeah, fair, Mark. How many points did you get game week 1? Useless, Mario. My team was useless in game week 1. They were all still on holiday in Ibiza. The only people that bothered to show up were Cody Gakpo and Reindeers. Thankfully, I did predict he was going to pull the sleigh, and he literally was pulling the sleigh by himself last week. All the other Reindeers went missing, MIA. They were still waiting for Santa to show up on his sleigh. But thankfully, Reindeers was there ready with the D-Unit. Yeah, here's the other goat. What were you getting HAALAND in if you know you want to? Probably next week, Bob, is the play. Get it in for free. Ask the card if you should marry her. Marry who? Best content creators in the game. Thank you very much, my friends. D-Unit presents Ask the Card, sponsored by MasterCard. I like it. I should hit MasterCard up for that and ask for them to sponsor the show. I'm definitely up for the stream, mate. Yes, Nightmare. Start Strand Larson or Reindeers. I've had that one as well. It was Strand Larson over Reindeers. Let the sacred card decide for the bench boost, bro. West Ham caused Chelsea problems. Yes, I think West Ham do cause Chelsea a lot of problems, Jojo. All right, should we bench boost this week? Yes or no? See, I told you the card would do that. The card says I should bench boost. I just knew it was going to happen. Every time I sat there, I was like going, originally I was going to sit there and put like that as one of the options this week on the thing. But I was like, I reckon it gets it wrong because I don't reckon this week's a good week to bench boost. But the card reckons I should bench boost. So, I mean, I look at the bench and I go, they could return. So let's break it down. So Watkins could blank, Collins could get a clean sheet, score a header and get a 17-pointer like Ballard did last week. Cody Gakpo could score at Newcastle. We know that could definitely happen. Juve could cross, as someone said in the chat, for Bowen, and Bowen scores off the cross. That's also possible. And Dubravka, you never know, could keep a clean sheet. Maybe the card has read far into advance in its future predictions and has come to the calculation this is a good week to bench boost, and I'm going to sit there and ignore it. And I ignored it last week about Semenyo when it said to pick Semenyo in stream and have HAALAND. Last week it also said to have HAALAND in stream as well. And I ignored both calls, and guess what? If I went with both of them, I would have actually been probably in the top 4 million instead of the bottom 8. Anderson and a 1-0 win on. It's not happening, man. Man United are definitely winning that game. Ask the card if you should take a -4 right now by bringing in HAALAND. Well, I mean, the card said in its own team to take a -4. You D-Unit, marry her or leave her. Let's do it. Marry her, leave her. Wow, card reckons marry her. There you go. She's a keeper. Imagine if she watched that back and the card said no. I'd be in big trouble. No, don't do bench boost. I know, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I'm going to bench boost. I do ignore the cards calls sometimes. If I'm not sold on the idea, then yeah. Your card prediction seems more like fiction. I know it does, but when it comes right, it looks like a genius. Well, yeah. The proof is in the pudding. The late mail is where I do the proper card calls. These ones are just like ad hoc. We go when people ask. Your thoughts on Maenda? I don't mind it if you don't want to spend much money in the forward line. He looks like he's going to be starting for Sunderland, so he should be pretty good, I think. No idea how the police have let West Ham versus Chelsea be on a Friday night, but historically, West Ham give Chelsea a go. Exactly. That's what I'm hoping and believing in as well, Jojo. Marry her. Marry him. No, marry her, believe it or not. Definitely a her. Why are you at your mum's house? Mum's turning 80 today. No, not today. She turns 80 on Sunday. So all the three kids are here. So my sister is coming over and my brother from the other side of Australia. So he's coming from Queensland. He's flown over. So he's here as well. So yeah, we're all going away down to Mandurah. If you know where that is, it's about an hour south of Perth for the weekend. Seminyo captain or sucker? Definitely sucker. No idea why, but D-Unit is quickly becoming my new favorite FPL go-to guy. Just an all-round likable guy. Thank you very much, Sir Farts a lot. Might be the best beers talking, but yeah. By the way, I sold Verts for Mbermo. Let's go. I don't mind it. Mbermo actually looked pretty good last weekend. You'd be coming into a ripped card if it upsets your lady, dude. 100%. 100%. The card will be dead. Please ask card if I should start Sa or Wan-Bissaka. All right, Sa, Wan-Bissaka. Sa. Anderson or Caicedo, because Caicedo has looked quite solid. Yeah, I don't mind it. I think Caicedo will be pretty good. He'll get the DEFCON, the DC points literally every single week, I think, that he plays. Ask Hard if Gordon is a good captain. Yeah, we'll do this one for Nightmare because I know that he did captain Anthony Gordon on his stream, and I thought, you've lost the plot, Andy. You've lost it. Is Gordon a good captain? Shout. Yes, no. All right, the card reckons Gordon is a good captain, she shouts. So Nightmare's going to be pretty happy about that. Do a vlog. Yeah, I could do a vlog potentially. Happy birthday to your mum on Sunday, but forget the candles. I'm going to put 80 of them. I've actually got 80 candles now. Happy birthday, Mummy D. Yeah, she'll appreciate it. I'll show her the stream tomorrow. She'll love the comments. Good job. You're keeping up pretty well with the chat today. I know. Last week I was problematic because I had so much to get through last week, and it was just insane. And I had to make decisions about my own team, whereas today I'm pretty set on what I'm doing. I'm rolling. I'm captaining Saka. I haven't actually got much to decide except the Gakpo benching. That's pretty much the only questions and queries I have. Ask the card if she'll come back or not. Come back? What do you mean? What do you mean, Rahi? Would you bench boost with Dubravka, Dorgu, Van de Ven, and Gakpo, Strand-Larsen? Yeah, I don't mind that. Look, the card reckons I should bench boost with my team, and you're pretty much got a very similar team with Gakpo on the bench and Dubravka. So, yeah, I don't mind it, is the honest answer. Mello, how are you? Yoro or Dorgu? I really like Yoro. I think Yoro's more nailed than Dorgu. I feel like Dorgu and Ahmad are going to end up having this weird rotation because Amarin is obsessed with Dalot. And once Amarin realizes that Dalot is a rubbish player and cannot attack, they will both be nailed and it'll just be an easy, that's a Dorgu. But until that happens, I think Yoro's probably slightly more nailed on to start every game because what he offers, no other central defender for Manchester United offers. That's my personal opinion. Thank you very much, Maple Project. Lots of AI promo creators say they're going with double Burnley defense. Let's see. I'm a West Brom fan, and we went there with a weaker team on the bench. Look, I'll tell you something about the big content creators. They were all preaching before the season bench boost game week 2, and they were all preaching double Burnley defense and Mark Gui as a forward. You tell me how a bench boost when you got double Burnley defense against a Sunderland attacker makes any kind of sense at all other than to sit there and get views and clicks, because that is the only reason that makes any sense. It just doesn't make any sense, let's be honest. Happy birthday, Mama. You deserved every minute on this earth because you've... thank you very much, Farrington. What's the card saying? Kukurea or 8 Nori in a wild card? Let's have a look, nasty balls. Kukurea or 8 Nori? I was going to say, the card loves Kukurea, and it has landed on Kukurea. I was sitting there, I was like, surely that's a Kukurea. If she'll come back to me or not. Oh, oh Jesus. I think Ahmad starts over Dalot next. I think Ahmad should start on Sunday. Let's be honest. Ahmad and Dorga should start. I think Amarin realised early in the second half when Arsenal just didn't show up to play football that not picking Ahmad was a mistake. Like, let's be honest, it was a mistake not picking him. Wan-Bissaka or the Kuiper? Wan-Bissaka or the Kuiper? Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka. Stuck at a wedding, boys. Just join to give a thumbs up and share some love real quick. Thank you very much, Luke Stroud, absolute champ. All those emojis that you can use as members of the channel actually were created pretty much by him. What an absolute legend. Yeah, great bloke. Vindaloo just say, oh, let's talk FPL. We saw that tweet last week. 2 billion defenders and Anderson. I know. Like, what do you mean? Why would you sit there and peddle such absolute nonsense? Like, if you were going to bench boost with two Burnley players and a Sunderland attacker or some other idiot that's no good, or an Anderson, for example, from Fulham, you've either got to go and check yourself into a mental asylum, cancel your subscriptions to the cartel, or grow a brain. It's one of the three, let's be honest. If you are one of those people that thought it was a good idea because you listened to one of those fools, then by all means, sit there and cook and let me know how it goes. Because I'll be shocked if it goes well. I'll be absolutely shocked if it goes well. Reindeers or Gakpo? Let's ask the card. All right, let's do it. Reindeers and Gakpo. See, it likes reindeers. So I've got it right. Gakpo on the bench. I know it likes Gakpo over Bowen, but I'm not benching Bowen. You got to do a special vlogs because you all know you love him. Yeah, maybe. We can have a look at it. Drop in your deadline dilemmas, boys. Yeah. Get your questions in, even for next week, because obviously we've got 1 week till the transfer window closes. If you're an Eze owner, let me know what you're doing with Eze as well. I'm intrigued to know what people are doing. If you actually have them, I'm dead. I knew you'd love that, Rahi. I just had to be baited in to give an opinion. Would you captain Haaland or Saka? Got to be Saka, right? Yeah, I'm captaining Saka. If I owned Haaland this week, I'd still be captaining Saka. This is the reason why I bought Saka, was for the Leeds game. Now, if he sucks this week, he's probably out next week at a -4. Cancel your Cardell subscription and join our free WhatsApp group. 100%. We do not charge for the WhatsApp group. Everything you give to me is literally just donation. I don't ask for anything. I just be good. Give me good banter. Support the videos. Share them on your socials. That's all I care about. I'm just here for a good time and hopefully a long time. D-Unit. Should I bench Gakpo, Bowen, or Reindeer? Such a headache. The card reckons you should bench in this order: Bowen, then Gakpo, then Reindeers. Because we've had a few card tosses between Bowen and Gakpo already, and it's picked Gakpo every time to start over Bowen. But I'm benching Gakpo because I disagree with the card, but the card has been pretty good so far this season. Flip it. Gakpo or Wirtz, like, who's the better pick? Gakpo, Wirtz. Gakpo. I tell you, I got that one right last week. John Boltman, hello. Going ballsy and captaining Semenyo. Don't mind it at all. Semenyo. I always get his name wrong. I don't know why. We're getting a watch party this weekend. Yes, on Sunday we'll have a watch party for the Fulham Man United game. If I'm home in time, I'll do it for the earlier games as well. The 2 p.m. games on Sunday, I'll do them. If I'm home in time, it might be the second half. But as soon as I get home, we'll do one and I'll stream all night. I won't be able to do one tomorrow. I'm unfortunately, with Mum and her birthday tomorrow. Not my mind, Rushy. Big up, mate. If I own Eze, I'll bench him for Gameweek 2. Yep, fair. Hit the like button, guys. No AI and FPL here. Yep, that 100%. Please smash the like. Again, just share it on your socials as well. If you have an X account, please go and give me a follow as well. FPL D_Unit. And then just tag me and share this on X. That would be appreciated as well. The more people it gets out to, the better off we can get. We can disrupt, as they call the word disrupt. Did you know I went to an AI conference this week in education, and after going to the AI conference, I actually feel like some of the cartel are AI bots, and they're literally just because they're got monotone voices and they don't use that much passion when they're talking. I feel like potentially that could just be some bot sitting there just feeding information out of AI review. They're probably real people, let's be honest. But you could see it, right? You could see an AI bot being able to talk how they talk. No AI bot will be able to copy me. If they could, it'd be an absolute miracle. I could sit there and do nothing. Boys, I'm stuck at a wedding. Could someone ask D, start Richarlison or Fulkrug Bowen, and let me know what he says? Bowen all day long for that one. Nuno getting sacked. I know, I just seen that. I'm on wildcard with 3 Nottingham Forest. Should I get rid? Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Nuno and Nottingham Forest. Some weird stuff going around. There. I'm not sure what's going on, but it is kind of concerning. If you've got Forest assets, How's that going to affect them? Are they going to stop playing defensively? Because I've got double Nottingham Forest defence. So that's going to be a problem if all of a sudden the new bloke comes in and they start playing some weird football that I'm not used to. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I own João Pedro on Palmer, so I think benching Bowen over Gakpo or Rangers. Yeah, 100% Luca. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, backing Chelsea. If you're backing Chelsea, yeah, I'd 100% bench Bowen in your case. 100%. Any changes this week? No, Oscar. I'm just going to roll, I think. I'm going to bench Gakpo. That's probably my biggest change. In fact, my bench is completely different this week. So Juve, Collins and Gakpo all drop to the bench. And I'm bringing in De Kuyper, Dorgu, and who was on the bench last week? Van Linson. So hopefully that goes well for me this week. Captain Saka or Haaland? I still think Saka's a better captain. Yeah, sorry, all good, Jamie Swift, Drake. Yeah, I'm captaining Saka. Even if I owned Haaland, I'd still be captaining Saka. If the chat slows down, you could check the info out, Darius. Yes. Anyone fancy Brighton players versus Everton? Teams rarely start well in new stadiums. That is correct. That's why I'm starting De Kuyper. What Urban Wildlife just said, that's why De Kuyper's starting for me, because I think that Everton will have a few problems there. Ask the card if Palmer will blank. Yes, no. No. There you go. It doesn't reckon he's going to blank. The card, mate, it's on fire tonight. Nuno said something like, where is there smoke without fire? Read his relationship. Okay. Yep. That's always problematic. AI D-Unit versus D-Unit of FPL. That's where this injury. Yeah, fair. Post on Clue is being looked at as a replacement for Nuno. We're cooked. Oh dear. That doesn't sound good at all. Saka versus Gyökeres captain. The card reckons Gyökeres isn't going to score, so it's 100% Saka. That's all I'll say to that. Nunes said he no longer gets on with his chairman in a press conference. Wow. Okay. When you say that about the person that employs you and pays you money, I can guarantee you it only ends in one way. And it's not normally the person that's employed. It's the person that does the employing that ends up winning. So in that case, I think Nuno's days at Forest could well be over very shortly then. Man, looking at that graphic, we might need glasses like yours, D. I know. There's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. The laptop screen brightness, I've mucked around with this all day trying to get it brighter, and it just won't go any brighter. Also, I've whacked in a few different slides in the slide above me, and some of them are a bit hectic and some a bit not. I just thought I'd whack them in there for something different to look at every whatever times it flicks over. What do you think of Gyökeres as an asset, especially after the Havertz injury news of Gyökeres on penalties? I'm not sold on Gyökeres. I watched him against Man United last week. I thought he was relatively poor. I don't know if it's because Man United's defence actually looked pretty good, or if it's because of the fact that in Portugal, he didn't score many goals against the top teams. But he is a flat track bully. If there is a week for Gyökeres to dominate, it's actually this week against Leeds. But Leeds actually looked all right against Everton, so I don't think it's going to be as easy as people think. Can you rank 14.45 midfielder? Yeah, that'd be Salah, wouldn't it? 14.5. I still don't think he's the best midfielder in the game, though, this year. Tunebean, question, I'm new here. Hello and welcome. I'd like to join the WhatsApp group. How do I do it and how much does it cost? It costs nothing. We do not charge for the WhatsApp group on this channel. It is made for you guys to sit there and talk amongst yourselves. I do a lot of talking as well, but it is, unfortunately, it's actually really fortunate. We've got people from all around the world in this chat. So quite often, a lot of messages happen when I'm asleep, and it's impossible for me to catch up on everything. But someone will drop the link in the chat very shortly. Rahi and Semenyo are both in here, so one of them will drop it in here. All you have to do, there you go, bang on cue, just hit that link. Someone will accept you pretty much, hopefully straight away, and you'll be good to go. Normally, you'll get an answer for a question from me asking why you're trying to join, and if you get a question from me, send me your best answer, because I've had some absolute doozies over the last couple of weeks. There's only one winner, owner versus manager. Yeah, exactly what the governor says. Who is winning your league? Can you discuss his team? Yeah, it was Marmoush Mello. We're going to have a look at his team in a second. Ask the card of Liverpool getting the thrashing they deserve on Monday night. Yes, no. Yes. They are, Andy. Also, I reckon Gordon's on for a big one. There you go. Appreciate it. Rahi and Semenyo. Yeah, Semenyo. I called Simon Semenyo. I did, didn't I? Oh, my God, I'm useless. Babu. Thoughts on my Game Week 2 wildcard. 1.5 in the bank. Sells to Bravka, Dorgu, Kukurea, Munoz, Van der Ven, Goodmanson. I'm not sure about Van der Ven, but I like the rest in the defense. Palmer, Gakpo, Semenyo, Rogers, Reindeers, Gooey, Gyökeres, and Haaland. I don't mind it. I'm just concerned about that forward line. Gyökeres for 9 mil. I want to see him score goals before I can tick that one off. And Mark Gooey, I just don't think he's worth the 4.5. I think you've got to try and find a better third forward. That's my honest opinion. What is the difference between Donald Trump and Rasmus Højlund? Donald Trump can actually score. Well done. That is the best comment I've seen in the chat tonight. Well done. What is the difference? Yeah, exactly. Rasmus Højlund can't score. Oh, mate. I'm not even going to try and say it. I can't say it. Semenyo. There you go. Semenyo. I mean, what Matchstick pretty much just put in the chat is Semenyo, right? Like Semen, yo. That's not how you pronounce his name, surely. Twan Zabi. There you go. Twan Zabi. I've got it. Oh my God. It took me so long to get that name. Hasakata Burnley will get a clean sheet. No, it doesn't reckon Burnley are getting a clean sheet. Cartel Stooges say they're playing double Burnley back five. Good on them. Play bloody back five. Let's see how good it goes. I'm telling you, they're a bunch of muppets. What thoughts on Seko? Could come good. Sheshko could come good. I'm waiting for him to score, and then he could be an option. What do you think about Richards and Murillo in defence this week? I think they're fine. Even when he says Sheshko, it's funny. I literally pronounce it deliberately like because he put a video out saying it's pronounced Sheshko. And I think Mark Goldbridge says Sheshko. Also, if you want to see something really funny, watch when Bindier concedes that goal. Mark Goldbridge's reaction is unbelievably good. He hops around like a kangaroo. What's he doing to goal? I'll be the D-Unit Semenyo. Yes. Captail. Burnley won't have no clean sheet at all. Flip of words is going to blank. Is words going to blank? Yes, no. No. Doesn't reckon he's going to blank. See, that's why it likes words. See, at least it's consistent. Consistent with its calls. Need cards call on John Arias versus Pedro Porro. I like it. Arias, Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro. I don't think Wolves are going to do well this week. I just got a feeling that Valentin's going to pop. This is going to be the week of redemption for the D-Unit's team, baby. It's coming. It's coming. If not this game week, when are we going to bench boost? We got 2 bench boosts this season, right? Yes, 100% Luna. I'm going to bench boost probably after our wild card because I'll always have a strong bench. I like having a strong bench. I love getting the benching decisions wrong. It's also really good for making videos. Lots more to talk about. If you've got Mark Gooey on the bench, you're never going to play him. It's quite boring to make stuff about that. Called the Cartel Muppets. Yep, this street is on fire. Yeah, it is. Ask the card if Sunderland will win. Will they win? Yes, no. Yes. I think Sunderland could be top of the league after this game week. Verts won't blank, okay? The card is playing my feelings. It is Rahid. That one was just for you, baby. Captain Palmer, if he starts in number 10 position, Estevio starts on the right. Yeah, could be a shout. Thanks, mate. Anytime, Jerry. Flip Bowen or Strand Larson? Bowen, Strand Larson. Strand Larson. It doesn't like Bowen. The card does not like Bowen. I'm kind of concerned. The card doesn't like Bowen. It's kind of scaring me. Verts or Bowen? I feel like we've had that one already. Verts or Bowen? I feel like Verts was picked. The card does not like Bowen all night. It's literally said no to Bowen all night, and yet I'm still playing him on my team. I might have to change that, you know. Ask the card, Jorgen Strand Larsen will score. Will Jorgen Strand Larsen score? Yes, no. No. Maybe that means Bowen's on track for a 1-pointer. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Last week, some of the calls it made in that late mail, I was like, it's going to get one of these wrong. It has to get one of them wrong. It's not going to get all the calls right. Like, it's a game of chance at the end of the day. But, I mean, last week when it gets them all right, it looks like it's got more of a clue about FPL than I do. So there you go. Random thought. What about Larson as captain? 100% no. 100% no. I mean, that would be just an out there pick. I can't recommend that in any way, shape or form. I benched Bowen and started Jorgen Strand Larsen. So yeah, I followed the card entirely for the week. All right, he's all in. He's all in on the card. I love it. Sup D. Hello, Tabletop. How are you, buddy? Did you make any transfers this week? I'm rolling, buddy. The team looks good. I mean, it looked good last week and it sucked last week, but I've sent the D-Unit's flogs In the team selection video this week, I've sent him a rocket. Now, in Australia, when we send a player a rocket or we send a team a rocket, they normally respond with an emphatic stuff you, D-Unit, for giving us a rocket. We're going to respond. So I'm hoping that the rocket play is going to work. Because if it doesn't, I'm telling you, I'm pressing delete button. No, we're coming back. We're coming back. Yeah, for the chat, Card Call made 0 wrong calls in Game Week 1, which is insane. Absolutely insane. It also told me to pick Semenyo and HAALAND last week, and we all know how well they did last week as well. HAALAND or Palmer or Bruno for captain? Harry Maguire. I feel like HAALAND's probably the best pick out of those three. Kangaroo trying to swim. I know. That was the best analogy. Like, Goldbridge just went absolutely to town on him. It was hilarious. Ask Card if Mark Gooey will come off the bench and score the game winner. Yes, no. Unlucky, no. Drop in your deadline dilemmas. Yep. The only Arsenal players I trust in FPL this season are Eze and Saka. Yeah, I feel like Eze, it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be interesting to see how he settles in at Arsenal, but he could be a really good shout. Feeling spicy and going with Gyökeres as captain this week over HAALAND. Let's see how it goes. Yep, don't mind it, Gene. I mean, if there's a week where Gyökeres should score, you'd think it'd be this week, right? You would think it would be this week. Yeah, no scams. We don't want any stocks advice. It's the only thing we don't like in the FPL WhatsApp group chat. If you're a stock trader, go and trade on the stocks. Don't bother coming and talk at FPL. We don't start Burnley fenders and we don't go 5 at the back, 100%. Why would anyone want to go 5 at the back? Like, I'm just trying to fathom that in my head. You're going to play 5 blokes at the back. You want to know how boring that is to watch on TV when a team plays 5 at the back? It's boring. If you play 5 at the back, I hope that every one of their players that they have and 5 in the back concedes, because I'm here for it, baby. And I'll go to town on it on Monday when they all concede goals. I'm like, well, what was the point of playing 5 at the back? Where is the hope? Are you playing a HAALAND in the back line? Am I not aware of a HAALAND lying around in the back line? Please explain. Wan-Bissaka or Esteve? Wan-Bissaka or Esteve? I don't know. That's a good question. Wan-Bissaka or Esteve? I reckon it's Esteve. I think both teams are conceding, to be honest with you. I honestly think both teams are conceding. I think it's just really much a throw in the air. I think Esteve is probably more likely to get defensive contributions than Wan-Bissaka, so for that reason, maybe it's a good shout. Who do you reckon will actually win the Prem this season? Anyone other than Liverpool. I just couldn't give a... I'd rather anyone win it other than Liverpool. I mean, I'd like Chelsea to win it because they're the team I'd dislike the least out of Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City. I know there's so many players. There's so many. I'm telling you, this year, it's the year of roulette. Like when that Champions League starts after Game Week 3 in the international break, I'm telling you, roulette is coming, baby. You better get your money on the black and the red because you don't know what it's going to be each week, 100%. My gut feeling for top 3 is I think it's going to be probably Man City, Arsenal, and Chelsea. I think Liverpool dropped down to 4th this year. Good call, Tune Bean. Yep, I agree. How much do you think Mark Viduka would have cost in FPL? When he played for Leeds, I reckon he probably cost about 8.5, depending on what the pricing was like that year. Ask Card if Everton will win against Brighton. Will Everton win against Brighton? Yes, no. I reckon it will win against Brighton. There you go. That's interesting. If a player on the bench, can they earn points without bench boost? No. What? Hold on. If a player's on the bench, can they earn points without bench boost? No, unless you've got a player in your team that doesn't play, then they'll come on and score you points from the bench. And it'll be in the order you've got them. So, for example, if any of my players don't show up that's in the midfield or forward, Gakpo will automatically come on and his points will count towards my score. The only time you would go 5 in the back is in bed. What's your logic with Double Forest versus using Dubravka this week? I just think that Forest are a better team than Burnley, and I've got no faith in playing any Burnley players at all. You watched a team that lost 3-0 to Tottenham. And Tottenham are rubbish. I don't care what people tell me that they're going to be so much better under Frank or whatever. I reckon Tottenham finish in the bottom half of the table. I'm going to give you the hot tip. And I think Burnley are just absolute cannon fodder. So that's my reasoning behind it, really. Flip the card if Isaac will join Liverpool or not. Yes, no. It doesn't reckon he's joining Liverpool. That'll be interesting to see if that one ages well. What's your issue with City? I don't have an issue with City. I just am a Man United fan, so I'd rather them not win. Yeah, it's weak, but I'm carrying Konza on a band. I don't mind it. Don't mind carrying Konza. That's a smart move. Would rather not play Wan-Bissaka or Esteve, but can't do two at the back. Yeah, fair. Haaland bench for Cherki or Marmoush possible then? Nah, Haaland definitely starts Philippe. I'll be very shocked if Haaland doesn't start, buddy. What do we do with the money? Haaland plus 4 times 5.5s. My plan is, depending on how the games go tonight, I'm willing to take a -4 next week because really I only bought Saka because, hold on, let's just have a look at Saka. So Saka's got, I don't know if you can see that on screen or not, but after this week, he's got Liverpool, Forest and a bunch of hard fixtures to follow until game week 7. I'm happy to take a -4 next week. Get rid of Saka, get rid of Palmer, even out the midfield a little bit. And then either, depending on how Bowen and Watkins go this week, one of them will become Haaland. That's the plan in my team, and I'm happy to take a -4 to do it. Like, I'm almost open to the idea that -4 next week makes a lot more sense than a -4 this week. Now, if my team goes really well this week and they all return, I'm probably rolling next week until after the transfer window closes and the international break, and then I'll be able to assess which teams have signed players that are going to affect the players I've got in my own team and transfer according based off that. But that is the ideal scenario, that my team goes unbelievably well this week and all of a sudden I go, actually, maybe I don't need the Haaland move after all. And I'm just going to sit there and see what the transfer window happens at the end. Loving the stream as always. Non-FPL question. You a fan of any other sports? Yeah, I love AFL. I actually play AFL. You won't be able to see it here because the lighting's really bad, but I've got a massive bruise on my right arm from when we played last week, and it's still getting a little bit better now. Should I get rid of Wirtz for Cunha? The answer to that, I feel, is a bit knee-jerky. I don't think I'd be going this week. Cunha looked amazing last week, don't get me wrong. I just wouldn't be doing that myself. Simon Limo, are you playing Bench Boost? No, I'm not, Simon. The card reckons I should play Bench Boost. I'm not going to be playing it. I just think there's better weeks to do it. But then last year, I played Bench Boost on a week where I thought I'd absolutely nailed it and I got 6 points. So, I mean, you can plan for it. You can not plan for it. Maybe the card's right. Maybe I should just play it. And then if I end up getting 30 points on my bench this week, I'm going to sit there and just say, all right, next time a card tells you to do something like that, I'm doing it. But yeah, we'll see. I'm trying to say if my player on FPL on the bench, but he's starting 11 on the real match, can the player earn points? Hold on. I'm trying to say if my player on FPL on the bench, but he's starting 11 on the real match, only if he comes. So one of your other players in your FPL 11, Farrington, would have to not play for him to get you points on the field. He'll still get you points, but they'll be on your bench. They won't count. One of your players on the field would actually not physically be able to play in order to get those points. With CL, I mean, 100%. Philippe, yeah, I can see exactly what you're talking about now. Hold on. Let me go back to your original thing. Oh, yeah, I think in the CL, when the CL starts 100%, there's definitely going to be mad pep roulette. If Haaland's got an easy team like Burnley in game week 6 and they've played a tough game in the Champions League either side of that, I reckon Pep probably rotates him out of that Burnley game. Ask the card if England will win the Ashes this summer in Australia. Yes, no. I think they will, And the card reckons as well. There you go. I think England will beat Australia in the Ashes. Australia's batting lineup at the moment is rubbish. And I think England actually have got a pretty decent team. They just need to learn to not completely collapse on the Australian pitches and the conditions, and they'll be sweet. I reckon they've got a better team than Australia at the moment. And so does the card. The card reckons that as well. Boys at the group are answering your question in detail. Thank you very much. Cheers. Start 3, please. Joof Anderson. Hello, Abdullah. How are you, buddy? Joof Anderson, Porro, Esteve, or Williams. So that's Williams of Forest, I'm guessing. I'd probably start Williams, Porro, and I'd flip a card between Esteve and Joof. Esteve. There you go. So I'd bench Joof and Anderson. Ask Carter if Frimpong will score when he comes back from injury on the match he comes on. Yes? No. No. There you go. Have we done Wirtz versus Gakpo? Yes, we have. Gakpo was a better pick. Rin. I'd play bench boost with that bench. Yeah, I know. Yeah, and I know this is the thing. You raised a really good point, Leif. I have looked at my bench because my bench honestly looks really good this week. Like, I guarantee they're all going to play close to 90 minutes. Like, Gakpo will probably play at least 75, with the team Liverpool currently have. Collins is going to play 90 minutes. Juve is probably going to play close to 90 minutes. Dubravka's playing 90 minutes. And then have a look at the players that are on field. They are all 90-minute men except Reindeers and potentially Dorgu. They are the only question marks in this team. Like, I've got 15 quality players. I'm just not 100% sold on the form I saw last week. If I'd had more players return last week, I'd 100% bench boost this week, based off what the card just said. The problem is that because the team went so poorly last week, I just don't have any faith in actually doing it again. Like, I need to see some reward for effort before I play a chip, I reckon. Yeah, what Papa said, yeah, answering that again. What percentage do you listen to the card for? I'm normally pretty high tabletop. If I'm 50-50 on a call and the card tells you to do something, I normally lock it in. Yeah, I normally lock it in is the answer to that. Hi, hello, only mates. Would you play bench boost with Dubravka, Dewsbury Hall, Anderson, and Van de Ven? Probably not. I don't really like that bench. I think it's a bit weak for a bench boost. So farts a lot. Wait, what? You're not bench boosting? Dude, come on. I know. Arteta and Maresca crushed talent like Pep did. Grealish, yeah, exactly. Yeah, squad depth, I think, can be a trap, 100%. Hi, please, hello, KNWZR. Can you answer my question? Of course I can. That's what we do on this channel. I get through everyone's chat. I'm exceptionally quick at getting through everyone's chat, but I do get to everyone's chat, and normally pretty quickly as well. And my question is, I have João Pedro. Do I roll the transfer or do I transfer him because I don't think he'll play the full match? I'd roll the transfer this week, buddy. See what happens tonight. I'd just roll. 100% I'd roll. And if he does the same thing as he did last week, then maybe in game week 3, look at potentially moving him on. But the one thing I'd say about João Pedro is the best player I think to actually transfer him to over the next couple of weeks is probably Chris Wood. But Chris Wood's fixture this week I don't like. So for that reason, I can't sit there and say I'd be getting rid of João Pedro this week. I'd be rolling it, playing him, see Chris Wood next week, and then think about that. That's my honest opinion to that. Abdullah, Dubravka or Verbruggen? Interesting question, that one. Best 4.5 defender for the next few game weeks. Best 4.5 defender. If Tosin's fit and available and we believe what Maresca said, it's probably Tosin, if I'm being brutally honest. So Dubravka and Verbruggen. Dubravka. I just, mate, I have to think about De Kuyper on the bench. I have actually thought about putting Collins on the field and De Kuyper on the bench, only because of the fact that Collins got a home fixture. Can I send you my team on IG or X? Jules rules the best place is just to whack it in the chat here, mate. Or join the WhatsApp group. There is a link higher up in the chat, and the boys in there will sit there and give you some honest feedback. Unfortunately, because I'm not at home, I can't open up anything else on my computer and look at stuff, and I'm using my phone for the chat, so I don't get behind in the chat. So I apologize for that. Normally, I'm really good at being able to do multiple things, but because I'm not at home with my normal setup, I am a little limited today. Don't bench boost, mate. Yeah, 3 blokes who lost 3-0 and a goalkeeper and a doom team. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's why I just think it's too risky for me. I need to just sit there and relax, play what I'm thinking. Ask the card, Indian takeaway or Chinese? I like this. Someone asked this before, like last season. What a great idea. When you can't decide between Indian and Chinese, what do we like? We want Indian food. We want Indian takeaway. That's what we want, tabletop. Hi. Hello, CPL 777. Would you start between Bowen and Anderson? I'm assuming that's Anderson from Forest in the midfield. I also see you've benched Gakpo instead of Bowen. Interested in your thoughts here. Yeah, this is a good one. I'm playing Bowen just because of the fact I've got a bit of faith in West Ham, but not a lot of faith. I'm still uneasy about benching Gakpo. I'm not going to lie. I feel like that's a return waiting to happen. I just feel like West Ham have got to show up. They were so disappointing last week. I just feel like Bowen's scoring. I don't know why. The card's saying that Gakpo should be starting, but I should be benching Bowen. I'm just going to ignore it. I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to ignore it. J. Dubbin 14. Hello. I have both Mateta and Sarr. You think I should potentially sell one of them at some point now that Eze is leaving? This is a good question. Now, I saw Palace started some other bloke on the left who I'd never even heard of. And I actually thought that potentially this might open the door for SA, which is not Eze, but SA, which is ESSE. But he didn't get the start. So I'm intrigued to know whether Palace are going to sign a replacement. Now, if they don't sign a replacement, I think they need one because that team was literally Eze, Mateta, and Sarr. I think if they lose one, it makes them so much weaker. And we saw that. They only won 1-0 in the Conference League, right? And I don't even know who they played, but I'd never heard of that team. So I would be slightly concerned, but I'd be happy to let it go. They've got a couple of nice fixtures coming up, so I think I'd just wait and see. I'm on wildcard, Palmer and Strand Larson or Cunha and Watkins Gyökeres. Thanks. Marco, I'd probably go with Cunha and Watkins. If I'm being brutally honest, I'd probably go Cunha and Watkins. I've been unimpressed by Palmer. I do like Strand Larson, but Cunha looks so good against against Arsenal last week. I'm the same with Collins and De Kuyper bench dilemma. I know. Dark Lord present. I might actually end up changing Collins for De Kuyper, I reckon. Indian food every time. There we go. Hello, FPL. Have a beer. Easy, Darius. Gary, I'll tell you that apparently the card records all right, let's have a look. Let's ask Gary a question. So, should Gary's team wildcard this week or not? Because he owns both Andersons and we all know they're rubbish. Yes or no? Oh, Gary, you're lucky. The card doesn't reckon you should wildcard, mate. So you're off the hook. You are off the hook. Jules rules. Sanchez, Virgil van Dijk. Sorry, I was like, no, that's not Van der Ven. That's Virgil van Dijk. Murillo, Dean, Salah, Palmer, Morgan, Gibbs, White, Anderson, Adringa, Watkins, João Pedro, Bench, Dubravka, Mayenda, Tarkowski, Reynaldo. I wouldn't bench boost with that team, but I like the team. I mean, just think about it. Like, don't listen to the cartel. The cartel tell you that double Burnley defense is a good idea to bench boost. You've got a Burnley you've got a Burnley goalkeeper, you've got a Sunderland forward and a Sunderland defender, all playing each other on a bench boost. One of them's blanking. They could all blank. I wouldn't do it. I mean, now we can be sure that Mateta gets every pen. Yes, we can be sure he gets every pen. It might make him a better option. Should I captain Palmer or Salah? I would captain Palmer, Salah. Oh, mate, the card can't decide. It landed like that. It's a no call from the card, which means basically pick whichever one you want. They'll probably get about the same. Gary's playing relegation fodder. Yep. Weddy Poker. Hello. Love the content. Got 2 Forest defenders, 2 Palace defenders, Dubravka and worth bench boost and hope for 0-0 Palace versus Forest, or bench boost or Palace. Now, this is a really good question, Weddy. Last week, I was hoping that Collins and Nottingham Forest are going to play out 0-0. Like the preseason form kind of told me that they would be 0-0. But it didn't work out that way, and Collins sucked, and then they conceded a late penalty, and then they all sucked. Sometimes I think hoping for a 0-0 just feels bad in general. So I'd say probably not. Hi, mate. Captain Palmer, Bruno, or Watkins? I would captain Palmer FM. Here's Gary. Should see what the card said about you before. I know, it's brilliant. You need to wildcard Darius. 37 points. Yeah, 37 points is going to become triple that this week, Gary. Watch and learn. Off the hook until next week when the card might answer different. Exactly. Vindaloo, FPL Nightmare. What's the difference between a Liverpool fan and a broken clock? Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Love it. Will Gary become a dribbling mess on stream with Lynn next week? The answer is yes. Are you on bench boost? No, I'm not. Hakeem, how are you? Card says yes. Yeah, it did say yes to Gary's going to be dribbling. Mbumo or Cunha transfer? Let's have a look. What does the card like have Mbumo and Cunha? Cunha. I was going to say I'd prefer Cunha instead of Mbumo as well. So I don't mind that. So, yeah, I actually think Cunha could be a really good option very soon. Captaining Palmer, early kickoff seems very risky. It does. So that's why I've got Saka captain. I don't know. There's just something about like having a captain not playing on Friday night that makes me... Well, last week, in fairness, I wish I'd captained Gakpo last week. I would have had a much better game week. Would have finished on 43 points. No, 42 points. Would have been better than 40. Would have been better than 37. Will Zucker blank this week? Good question. Probably. Sanchez or Dubravka? Sanchez. Actually, let's ask the card. Sanchez or Dubravka? Sanchez. It definitely thinks Dubravka's conceding. Are you confusing me for Trig? No, we're tarring you with the same brush. The AI bots. I've actually got something really good for the Wednesday stream, by the way. Something really good after I've been at my AI conference. I'm going to sit there and create a chat bot of myself. And I'm just going to, instead of me joining the pubcast, I'm going to send in my AI bot and see how good it is instead. Class Garage Bums. Sanchez or Dubravka? Trig is very excited. Trig is very excited. I mean, why wouldn't he be? Thank you, mate. Will you bench boost? No. Tyler Little, hello. With bench boost having Dubravka, Esteve, and Raiders, it's the best time to play 4 billion guys. 0-0 is a jackpot. Have 8 attackers and don't want to bench any. I just think, man, I look at that bench and I'm like, that's not a good bench to be bench boosting with. But look, don't let me tell you not to do it if you think it's a good idea. Do you have a league? Yes, it's on the top. It's at the bottom left. The code is M73WLE. Look that way. Yeah. Yeah, we do have a league. It's a big league. Marshmallow, we're going to look at his team in a second. Love the podcast. Thank you, Vindaloo. Real players. Yeah, I know. Sorry, Gary and Trig. Following their football knowledge. Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? Robbie Newlands, what's up, D-Unit? Think you'll be... Oh, sorry, what was that? What? Do you think Palm will be on the left again like he was versus Palace? I bloody well hope not, mate, because or else he's going to be crap. The first thing your AI bot is going to do is recommend Anderson and Anderson. I know, Kirshen. 100%. It's definitely going to come up with some absolute nonsense like that. Let's make a deal. You seem like a nice guy, and I hate seeing you support United. So if you lot finish below 12th this season, you're switching over to Man City. Deal. We're not finishing below 12th. I'm happy to take that one on. I'm real last time I checked. Gary's had a few beers, I reckon. Gary, can you confirm in the chat if you've had a few beers, mate? Actually, we're going to look at that guy's team. So this is the guy that is the top scorer in the D-Unit league at the moment. By the way, I don't even want to look at my rank. I'm not even going to bother looking. But this is Marshmallow. He had a bench boost last week for 101 points. Now, if you want to see a good bench boost, that is it. He had Mark Gooey for 0 points. He had Dubravka for 2, but then he had Gahey from Crystal Palace for 6 and Semenyo for 15 points on the bench. Then he had Kudus, Reindeers, Gakpo, Palmer in the midfield, Salah captain. That's a pretty good bench boost, 6 and 8. So he got 23 points from his bench boost, so that's pretty good. Yeah, you can't lie about that. That's pretty good. I don't mind that at all. That's a pretty good team. That was him. That's the dude that's leading the FPL D-Unit lead at the moment. So that's what it is. Yeah, I love his chip strategy is really good. It's actually even got me thinking as well. So Marmush Mello is the current leader of the league. So well done to him. He gets a shout out this week. Everyone that is the top scorer in the league will get a shout out. I'll have to actually do some work on that this week because it won't be the person at the top. And the person that is leading the league will get their name on the deadline stream, as you can see there on the top left, maybe even during the things as well. By the way, it's now time to remind you that we've got less than 45 minutes till the deadline, so make sure you are thinking about what you're going to be doing for that. I'll take your word for it, yep. I honestly believe you're finishing top 6 this season. I think Man United finished top 6 this season as well. I'm very confident that we're going to be good. If I join your league now, will points be counted? Yes, 100%. I've got one of those leagues that doesn't matter which week you join, your points will count. FPL CON, who won the league last year, joined very late. I think he joined, Gameweek 32. But then the channel was starting to get some traction around Gameweek 30 last season. So that might have had something to do with it. But yeah, that was pretty good as well. Honestly, I just want to see myself get a green arrow this week with some luck. I mean, imagine if I didn't get a green arrow this week. I think I'd be like, I need to play a chip next week. Start Reindeers or Verts. I'm inclined to start Reindeers. I feel like the chat, the card asked this question before, and I'm sure it said Reindeers over Verts. Time to be real info. Darius, all right, time to read all right, here we go. I'm going to go pull up the info now while Rahi's send it to me. Let me have a look. All right. So these are the odds for the weekend. This is from Rob T FPL. So when West Ham are expected to score 1.05 goals, Chelsea 1.88, 35% chance of a Chelsea clean sheet. 15% chance of West Ham, so I've got that kind of right. Brentford, Aston Villa is interesting. Brentford expected to score 1.25 goals. Maybe that's the Collins goal. Villa are expected to score 1.52. Both teams have about 22 and 29% chance of a clean sheet. Burnley have a 38% chance of a clean sheet. Sunderland, 29%. Burnley expected to score 1.23 goals. Sunderland, 0.96. Everton versus Brighton. Both teams are expected to score. Brighton have a higher chance of a clean sheet, 30% to 26%. Man United are expected to score 1.55 goals, which will be nice. 27% chance of a clean sheet. Fulham are expected to concede, as they always do. Man City are expected to score 2.24 goals, 33% chance of a clean sheet. Spurs, 11% chance of a clean sheet there. That's interesting. Bournemouth versus Wolves. 1.76 expected goals for Bournemouth, 1.09 expected goals for Wolves. Bournemouth actually got a high chance of a clean sheet, 34%. Arsenal, 47% chance of a clean sheet, expected to score 2.46 goals. Hopefully that's a sucker brace and an assist. That'd be nice. Crystal Palace against Nottingham Forest. This is both low. This is actually a game that could be 0-0. 1.31 expected goals for Palace, 1.15 expected for Forest. And then Liverpool against Newcastle, 1.41 expected goals for Newcastle, 1.81 for Liverpool. And then the odds. So West Ham versus Chelsea, 58% chance of a Chelsea win, 65% chance of a City win, 44% chance of a Villa win, 54% chance of a Bournemouth win, 43% chance of a Burnley win. I think they're talking bollocks there. 78% chance of a Leeds win. Sorry, no, of an Arsenal win. Just kidding for the Arsenal fans out there. 40% chance of a Brighton win, 41% chance of a Palace win, 44% of a Man United win, and 47% of a Liverpool win. There we go. I think I got through all that pretty quickly with some luck. All right. No malice, Gary. Love the collective rambles on the podcast, mate. Yep, love it. Semenyo or Gyökeres captain? I'd go Semenyo instead of Gyökeres. Josh King or Kudus? Whom to start? I'd still probably go Kudus. There's a chance Juve could start at left wing. Maybe it's time to get him in off the bench. Yeah, I had him on the field last week and he almost scored, but he didn't. I just expect Chelsea to score, which is a reason why he's on the bench. You're all good, mate. Hello, Napstars. How are you, buddy? Hiya, Saka or Gyökeres, captain, start Sells or Bart? Start Sells and captain Saka. I'm captaining Saka. I think the card loves Saka as well. It doesn't rate Gyökeres. Doesn't think he's scoring tomorrow. Even Ilson or Strand Larson? This is a good question. I prefer Even Ilson than Strand Larson, but we'll ask the card as well. Even Ilson or Strand Larson? Even Ilson is going to be the pick there from the card. I mean, the card's normally on it, mate, so I can't sit there and back against it. It's normally pretty good. Hopefully I'm up to the live chat again. Semenyo or Gyökeres captain? I think I already covered that one, did I? I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. Morning, evening, afternoon. Hello, Bateman. How are you, buddy? Good to see you in the chat again. Are you making any moves this week? Are you playing double Burnley defense on the bench boost, Bateman? I just want to check you if you're going through with that or not. I got Fulkrug and Juve both starting. Any suggestions? Suman, hope for the best. Start praying. Hopefully you get lucky and Juve crosses, Fulkrug heads a goal, and you're loving life and you'll be very happy. Here's a question for you, Nikita. It is Nikita, yes. What do you believe is the greatest moment in Premier League history? The greatest moment in Premier League history. Oh, there's been so many. It's hard to nail this down to one. I remember when that Spurs game, 3-0 down at halftime, and Fergie just goes into the dressing room and says, lads, it's Spurs. And they came out and belted 5 past them in the second half. That's got to be close to one of the best games of football I've ever watched. But I've watched so many. It's hard to... There's been so many good games of football. I mean, for any Man City fan, it's probably Aguero. I remember thinking we won the title, and then when they conceded and then Aguero scored in the 90th minute, that was painful. That was so painful. That was probably my worst moment of Premier League history ever. Master Man, is Bruno captain sensible? I mean, potentially it is. I think Man United score goals against Fulham. You'd expect him to be involved in some way, shape or form. Defeat to the Parrot. The Parrot was on form. Saka versus Even Ilson. Saka versus Saka all day long. Should I bench Fulkrug and start Josh King? No, I'd probably still start Fulkrug, mate. Yeah, bench boost, double Burnley defense. What could possibly go wrong? I know. It's brilliant. The pigeon will score. I like it. Aguero, I knew it was coming. I knew that's why you were asking for it. Yeah, it was a great moment. Let's be honest. It was a great moment loved it. I mean, watching that footage back, I mean, it was kind of poetic. It was Martin Tyler commentating, wasn't it? He was like, Aguero! Like, yeah, I still have nightmares about it. Phil Jones was sitting there clapping the away end, thinking that we won it. And I think we were playing Wigan away that day, and we thought we'd won it because the game went super late when what's his name scored, Aguero scored. It was late in the game, like really late. My team: Sanchez, Juve, Richards, Williams, Bruno, Wirtz, Palmer. What? Oh yeah, Palmer. Sorry, Palmer, Kudos, Haaland, Watkins, Fulkrug, bench, Dubravka, Van de Ven. Yeah, I think you've got it nailed, mate. I'd just roll that. I'm assuming you're rolling that. If you aren't, I'd roll it. Man United fan right here, definitely agree with the comeback against Spurs as being one of the best moments. It was brilliant. Another one I remember, and this was very young, and I was obviously very young at the time. It was when Man United first won the Premier League back in, was it 93, 94? Whenever it was, I was a kid. I was only about 6, 7 years old, 8 years old. And I remember Steve Bruce with that header. Like that header when it just went in and United were behind and he came in and that header just went in. It was just a bullet header. And Fergie ran onto the field and you just knew. You knew that Man United were winning the title. You just knew from that moment that they'd won it. And they did. Start Fulkrug or Juve. Oh, I normally always say start it forward over a defender, but you never know. Let's ask the card. Fulkrug or Juve? Fulkrug. I get goosebumps every time I rewatch it. Yeah, I know. It's kind of scary, isn't it? It's kind of scary, isn't it? All right, we're down to the last 34 minutes, 36 minutes. Yeah, 36 minutes. Can't see FPL full team names. It's worse now. Oh, what do you mean? Like on the app or full team names? Can you explain, Roberto? I mean, I can still see them on mine. I'm not sure I don't know if you're talking about the app or not. One of the best moments as Man U fan was destroying Arsenal, the Bottlers, 8-2. If you go back and look at that Man United team that beat Arsenal 8-2, how the hell did we beat them 8-2? Like, how did we beat them 8-2? Or on the website, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it is a bit, I don't know, they've still got to make some tweaks to this website. It's still a bit iffy-piffy, if you're asking my personal opinion. It definitely needs some work still. I mean, it's good that they've actually made it so I can actually look at players on the left when my team's sitting there and you don't have to watch me piss farting around trying to find a player. But other than that, it's not the best website in the world. But yeah, there's been so many. I still even remember like Michael Owen scoring that goal when it was 4-3. Like, it was the only good thing he ever did for Man United was score a goal in injury time against the whatever. There's also the Juan Mata, like, bicycle kick, the Berbatov bicycle kick, the Wayne Rooney bicycle kick. Like, there's so many great moments that I've watched in the Premier League just being a United fan, let alone, like, other games where it's been like, oh, my God, what have I just watched? I have Virgil, Nico, Anderson, Esteve, Van de Ven. Thinking of taking Virgil out. Who should I bring in? I think, realistically, just bench him. You can get away with, actually, I'd probably play him this week. I'd probably play him with Nico and Esteve, and I'd probably bench Anderson and Van de Ven for your team. But I'd probably leave him in, Afnan Khan. Start Mateta when I have 2 Forest defenders, or start Fulkrug? I mean, if you've got 2 Forest defenders and you're playing them, it feels bad playing Mateta as well. But who do you think's more likely to score, Mateta or Fulkrug? I feel like Fulkrug could be all right tonight, you know. I just feel like West Ham are going to come out. Surely they come out tonight and put out a good team and a good performance. Let's balance out this outrageous bias. My favourite PL moment was Fergie signing Best. Love it. Or the Liverpool 7-0 United. Oh, mate, I'll never forget that 7-0 United. I remember watching that. And Man United should have been in front at halftime, right? They should have been in front at halftime. They weren't. For whatever reason, they weren't. And then Liverpool just destroyed them. After half time, it was just an absolute destruction. I just don't understand what was happening. It was just a destruction. Jokes aside, love your content and sending full support from Cyprus. Nikita, what are you doing in Cyprus? Do you happen to be out there working in the RAF? Because if you are, tell Dylan hello, because he works in the RAF base out there. I don't know if you work with him or not, or if you don't even work in the RAF. But if you do, send him my love. Crap. Oh, mate, Bebe, not best. The autocorrect was on Fergie time. I was sitting there, I was like going, I don't recall Fergie signing best. I feel like that was a long time ago. I was like, but it was before my time. But yeah, Bebe. Do you want to know why he signed Bebe? Because apparently there was like a video clip got sent to him. Fergie and no one had actually ever scouted the bloke, and they just bought him because he's still playing, Bebe, isn't he? I think he's playing for like some amateur club or something. He got to like the amateur World Cup or something like that. Wasn't George best? Yeah, he was tabletop. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was Bebe, not best. Yeah, I also think West Ham surely played better tonight. Also, Forest have high chance of a clean sheet as Crystal Palace. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. So I'm quite happy with playing double Forest defense this week. Maybe from next week onwards, I might not be so keen, but I'm definitely thinking to do it. Cantona Kung Fu kick, best premium moment, closely followed by DiCanio pushing the ref. Yes. I forgot about them, Peter, with the absolute, they were some classic moments, them. Absolute classic moments. That Kung Fu kick, man. I'm surprised he just didn't get banned for life. But I feel like back then you could get away with a bit more in the Premier League. I feel like if someone Kung Fu kicked a fan today, they would probably never play football again. They wouldn't be allowed to play football again, would be my guess. Liverpool don't look like they'll keep many clean sheets, which is why I'll say, oh yeah, fair. That's fair. And save money for other positions. What's the best defender with good fixtures you think? All right, so you want to save money. I think if you want to save money, I'd probably go with Daniel Munoz. But it depends on how much money you want to save. Otherwise, I'd probably look at 5 million, I'd look at LaCroix. At 4.5, there's so many options. I feel like Sensei from Bournemouth could be a really good option at 4.5. Even Trafford at 4.5 could be really good as well. I've actually looked at both of them for a Collins move as well. David Beckham haircut making Fergie mad. How about Fergie kicking a boot at David Beckham? That was also pretty iconic, wasn't it, really? When we think about it now, that was pretty crazy back in the day. Imagine just flinging a boot at someone today. Imagine if a manager did that today. It'd be all over the press. They'd be absolutely hounded out of the club. But Fergie did it and gave out the hairdryer treatment like it was nothing. I think the funny thing is he kicked the boot at David Beckham, but when it came to Eric Cantona and Eric Cantona Kung Fu kicked the fan or whatever, Fergie was just like, probably wasn't a good move or something like that. He was so candid about it. It was like he just treated Cantona differently. But Fergie was the master at that. And I don't think we're ever likely to see that kind of man management again. He was just the expert at just getting the best out of every player he ever had, pretty much. If he didn't work under Fergie, it was probably because of the fact he was just a crap footballer. David Beckham. Guess what? I used to have hair like David Beckham when I was younger. I used to have like a little bit longer. I used to bleach it just like Beckham did. Because I kind of grew up when he was playing for Man United and I was in high school. I know it's hard to believe. Actually, when I was 28, so about 10 years ago, I bleached my hair just for the laughs. And I had it was like a superhero dress up party, and no one had known I'd bleached my hair, and I had like a Halo helmet on because back then I was like dress up as like a superhero or game character or whatever. So I came as Master Chief, right? And I took my helmet off, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, what have you done?" And I was like, I just thought I'd go back to when I was like 15, 16. I used to bleach my hair all the time. Why not? Van Nistelrooy making fun of Ronaldo's dad passing away was also. Yeah, I know. That was insane. Ruud van Nistelrooy did not get along with old mate at all. Like, he just did not get along with him at all. You've called Bebe a crap footballer outrageous. I mean, yeah, what can I say? As an old man, His Aberdeen career was just as incredible, if better than his at United. Exactly. Graham Yates, exactly. He was brilliant. Scottish football. I mean, Aberdeen, have they ever won the league since Fergie left? I'm not sure. My history of the Scottish League is nowhere near as good as my history of the English League. But he was brilliant. He's been brilliant any club he's ever managed. Well, he only really managed two, but he was class. Also wasn't a bad footballer either. Not only that, but the ability to manage those egos. But those egos were brilliant with that United. I know. They literally just sat there and had a go at each other. Like Roy Keane would just berate them if they weren't pulling their weight. I feel like now we sit there and we watch the team, like as a Man United fan, we watch the team and we're like, what are you doing? Like, where's the discipline? Ask the card whether you should bleach your hair again this year. Yes, no. Oh, thank the Lord it said no. Will you flip a card? Oh, here we go. Flip a card, but for Collins and De Kuyper. All right, here we go. Collins, De Kuyper. De Kuyper. All right, well, I've got it right. Collins on the bench. Card says Collins on the bench. I'm happy with that. I mean, I was pretty happy with the team. It still wants me to play Gakpo, but I'm happy to roll no Gakpo. Honestly, I'm pretty happy to roll no Gakpo. And also, you didn't do a card for... Oh, yeah, I could do that if you want. Saka versus Haaland. Saka, Haaland. Saka. There you go. Saka. Yeah. So I think that's it. I think that's the team. I've got 26 minutes to kill till the deadline. Look at that. I've covered everything I wanted to cover. The team is locked in. There's no stupid decisions to be making, I hope. Maybe I'll regret not bench boosting, but we'll have to wait and see. We won't know that till after the deadline. Let's have a look at the predictions of the games, because I'm going to put a bet on later for tonight's game. I'm going to quickly run you through who I think are going to be the scores this week. So we have West Ham versus Chelsea tonight. I think West Ham and Chelsea are going to play out a 2-2 draw. Man City versus Spurs, I reckon that's going to be 1-1. Going with a few draws here. Bournemouth versus Wolves. I think Bournemouth win that 3-0. Brentford versus Villa. I think both teams are going to score. I reckon it's going to be 2-1 to Villa. Burnley versus Sunderland, a 1-1 draw. Arsenal versus Leeds. I reckon Arsenal are going to win that 3-0. Crystal Palace versus Nottingham Forest. I am going with 0-0. Everton versus Brighton. That has 1-1 written all over it. Man United to beat Fulham 3-1. And Newcastle versus Liverpool. I'm going to go with 1-1. 1-1 in that game. That's my predictions for this week. Let's see how correct I am or not correct I am. But I'm intrigued to know how we go. Great shout, Tabletop. When Darius gets into 5K again soon, hair bleach, make it happen. I'll tell you what, if I finish in the top 5K, I'll bleach my hair at the end of the year for back-to-back 5K finishes. Bowen or Larson? The card said Larson earlier, but we'll ask again. And it's still going Larson. Look at that. The card hates Bowen. Maybe I should just bench him, you know. I'm going to regret it. I'm going to watch that game and just hope that he doesn't score. Like, this is a game I'm actually watching this weekend, and I kind of want to... Like, I'm not going to watch Liverpool versus Newcastle because it's on Tuesday morning for me and I have to work. So, like, this game, I don't have to work tomorrow. I can watch the game. I'm more invested in it. Otherwise, I'm going to be sitting there going, I hope Bowen blanks. Like, that's just going to suck. But if he does blank, it's going to be like, why the hell did I just not bench him? It's like the old double whammy edge sword, isn't it? It's gonna go badly, isn't it? Clip that shout, top 5K hair bleach. Yeah, do it. Leave it in the chat as well, so I remember about it. The card hates London teams. It does. I mean, it was on point. If it told me this last week, it would have been very handy because last week the London team sucked ass as well. They all sucked. All my London players last week did nothing. The only ones that returned were Reindeers, who plays in the north east, and what's his name? Gakpo, who plays in the north west, kind of northwest. I'd say it's kind of northwest. So yeah, hopefully is my team going to do better than last week? Yes, no. If this says no, brilliant. It says yes. Not ask you where, but be a Scream lifeguard. Nah, I don't do lifeguard. I work in education. I'm a deputy principal. So if you're in the UK, that's like a deputy head teacher. That's what I do in my day-to-day job. It's probably why I like to think I teach exactly how I am on my videos. Like I try and keep it entertaining because the number one thing with kids these days, attention spans are way shorter than they ever used to be. They want stuff super quick. They want to know how to do it really quick. And you've got to be entertaining. If you're not entertaining, you might as well just give it up. Can we get a D-Unit hair bleach emoji for the chat? Yeah, we can. I'll find a photo from when I had bleached hair and I'll whack it as an emoji in the chat. Hopefully on Sunday for the Sunday stream. I'll try and get it in there for that stream with some luck. I'm going to try and do that for that. Can't promise you, but I'll definitely look at doing it. But yeah, I used to bleach it all the time. When I was 16, I reckon I bleached it for about 5 years until I was like 22. Literally every time it grew out, I'd cut it, bleach it again, bang. Benching Gakpo or Bowen is so hard for me. I know, Cezanne, exactly. I'm in the same quandary, man. I still don't know whether I've made the right call. The card reckons I should be playing Gakpo, and I'm like, no, stuff the card. I'm playing Bowen. I mean, it sounds bad. The only reason why I really want to play Gakpo is because of the fact that I actually think that maybe I'll start Gakpo and bench Reindeers. But then that's kind of scary not having any City players against Tottenham who I think are rubbish. These are the quandaries, right? Like, these are the quandaries. I'm not sure. It'll be stick to the D-Unit. No Salah Haaland lineups. Most of them bounce back. Yeah, exactly. The plan. That is the plan. 100%. That is the plan this week. Bleaching for the beaching. Yeah, exactly. Your school assemblies must be wild. Car flip will be. I'll tell you an interesting story, right? So I used to have to run assemblies when I was a year coordinator, and I did year 9, right? I had to do assembly every single week, and I had to make it so that kids were paying attention. So I used to sit there and just put on a show, because otherwise they just sit there and you can see them talking, and we're in like a gym, so it just echoes around and everything like this. So I'd sit there and I'd actually bring props into the assembly, and I'm like going, because believe it or not, kids these days, you can sit there. Here we go. I'm going to show you. So this is a bin, right? Believe it or not, kids of today's society don't understand how to put rubbish in a bin when they are standing about 1 meter away from it. So I would actually physically take a bin into the assembly, and I'd sit there and I'd be like going, this is what being a good, respectful citizen is. When you see a piece of rubbish, you pick it up and you put it in the bin. You don't just sit there and put it on the floor. So I did a demonstration. I picked up the piece of rubbish. I put it in the bin. I was like, see, look how long that took me to do. It took me about 2 seconds. And I was like, so then I just picked on some of the kids that were there. I was like, all right, you hop up. Show me how you do it. Please demonstrate how you put a piece of rubbish in the bin. And then I was like going, and then I just basically said, if you start littering and I see you littering, you're going to be sitting in my office listening to me talk football at you, and you're not going to enjoy that. Because in Australia, they want to talk AFL. They don't want to talk football. So, yeah, it worked out pretty well. Detention of everyone. Let's ask the card. 100%. Just because of the David Beckham comment, all these bleach shouts began. I know. Mad. I have a similar situation with Reindeers and Mateta, and I'm starting Mateta. Interesting. Did you say you were bench boosting? Got going on bench? Trust me. Yeah, I'm not bench boosting. I'm not bench boosting. I'm still think I want to get Gakpo in. Yeah, bench boost. Might as well have. Honestly, might as well have. Bench Fernandez and start all. Bowen, Gakpo, Reindeers, and Evanlinson. I mean, that's another share. I think Bruno's returning this week. I think Man United are winning that game comfortably. That is the one I'd not even considered benching Bruno. For me, the plan was always this week to bench Reindeers. Now, if Reindeers hadn't have hauled, I would be benching him 100%. But because he hauled and got a goal and assist and, quite frankly, looked pretty damn good, that's the only reason why he's not benched, because he was the one that was going to be benched this week. When I pre-planned my team in Game Week 1, Game Week 2, Reindeers was sitting on the bench. Bring Gakpo in for Bowen, don't regret it. Lacroix, Munoz, Sensei, or United defender, who to bring in? I'd go with Sensei, if I'm being brutally honest with you, Afnan. Stick to Gakpo, so have him Monday night. He could outscore the differentials you don't have. Stick to Gakpo, so have him Monday night. He could outscore the differentials. Yeah, exactly. How many did you get game week 1? It was a horrible game week 1, Will. 37 points, mate. I had a shocker. Yeah, join the club. It was the shocker bandwagon here. How many reindeers look so good that I know, Mello, he does. Content creators are starting Anderson over Porro. Oh, mate, they have lost the plot. Anderson will likely get 4 points with DC at best. Oil get a yellow card. Oil concede an own goal, and he hopefully gets 0. I hope he gets 0 just to stuff the cartel, mate. They come up with such dud picks. Why the hell would anyone pick Anderson? Like, when was the last time Fulham ever kept the clean sheet? Someone tell me when Fulham last kept the clean sheet. Even if Porro blanks, that's not a big difference, and the upside of Porro is good. Yeah, exactly. I'd definitely start Porro over Anderson, man. I don't even know why anyone owns Anderson. I do not rate Anderson at all. He's such a dud pick. I'm not going to lie. Ronaldo or Juve? Probably Ronaldo for me. Probably more likelihood of a clean sheet. If Reindeers gets benched, will he be benched all game? Probably not. He'll probably come off the bench for a 1 point. Game week 1, 38 points. Should I sell Marmouche or hold? I think I'd hold, SN. It's highly likely Pep Roulette's in the force this week. FPL Juve, sell Gakpo and bring Gordon in. Yeah, that's what Nightmare would do. That's not what I'm doing. I think Gakpo will be good. I actually think I'm going to start Gakpo. I think I'm going to make a change here in a second. Got to bounce. Great stream. Good luck all. Thank you very much for joining us, Jamie Swift Drake. Starting Dyer. Oh, mate, Spidey. Just delete both of them. I'd actually transfer them both out. I'd take a -4 to get rid of both. If I own both of them, I'd probably wildcard. I'm going Juve then, lol. I love it. Ask the card. Messi or Ronaldo? We asked this last week. The card picked Ronaldo. But we'll ask again. Ronaldo or Messi? It still loves Ronaldo. At least it's consistent. The card is consistent. Some players it just absolutely loves. Also, it's not a surprise that it picked Cunha over Mbumo. It's the first question the card has been asked of Cunha this season. And last year, it absolutely loved Cunha. It had a love obsession with him. But it did call it right most of the time, but sometimes it also did get it wrong. I'm tempted to sell Ruta and bring in Harvey Barnes. Don't mind it. I mean, it is a little bit risky, though. Harvey Barnes could be benched when Gordon eventually moves back to the left. It's what I've done. Captain Gordon, hello. I can't believe you're doing it, Nightmare. Is it locked in? 16 minutes to go. Are you locked in on the Gordon captain? Do you reckon hold Juve? I could only move him to... Yeah, I'd hold him. There's no reason to get rid of him. Ask the card, Bowen or Gakpo. It already answered this, and it said Gakpo earlier. So we'll ask again, Gakpo, Bowen. Oh, now it likes Bowen. The card's changed its mind. Later in the stream, it's now going with Bowen. All right, I'm happy with that. Just thought West Ham were awful. Yeah, they were. I've decided to bench Bowen and start Gakpo and Valenson, but not sure about Reindeers. I know, I feel like Reindeers is the one. I was originally going to bench Reindeers, right? Like, that was the plan. 5.5 million midfielder, easy benching this week. And now I'm sitting there going, am I an idiot for not benching him? Or am I an idiot for benching him? I don't even know anymore. Verts or Reindeers? I think I'd still go with Reindeers, but the card I think actually likes Verts instead. But his stats are pretty good. Yeah, his stats are good. Ask the card, City or Spurs? City or Spurs? City. Now I want to sell Verts and bring in Captain Gordon. Only thing I'm not locked in on is starting Reindeers over Strand Larson. All right, Reindeers, Strand Larson. Reindeers. There you go, Andy. Card reckons Reindeers. Has the card been asked whether Isaac will be Newcastle? Yeah, it has. It said he will stay at Newcastle. The card's gone all in on Isaac staying at Newcastle. Bench Bowen because I'm selling him because you're selling him anyways. I mean, I'd like him to return before I sell him. Ironically, if he returns, I'm probably not selling him. Like, as I said, Palmer and Bowen are either going to be not in the team by the end of tonight or they're going to be in the team by the end of tonight based on what happens in just over 1.5 hours' time. That's the plan. That's the plan anyway. That is the plan. Ask the card, Ruta or Oscar Bob? Ruta for Oscar Bob. Yes, no. Yes. Card loves some big calls. Ask the card, Gakpo or Rogers? Gakpo, Rogers. Gakpo. Captain of Eva Nilsson or Bruno? Oh, mate. Captain Evanilson or Bruno? Evanilson, Bruno. Evanilson. I know, but next week you're playing him. Who's Bowen got next week? Let me have a look. Oh, he's got Forest away. Oh, man, that doesn't feel good. Forest away against my double Forest defence. Who's Collins got next week? Oh, Collins have got Sunderland away. I can play Collins next week. Juve has obviously got Forest away. And then De Kuyper has got Everton, Man City at home, so he's definitely out. And then Dorgu has Burnley at home. Well, Dorgu's definitely playing next week. So it'll be Dorgu, Milenkovic, and Collins next week in the defence. That sounds all right, actually, to be fair. Bring Gakpo in. I do. Please use the card. Yep. Juve or Porro? David S. Yes, we can do that. Juve, Porro. Porro. It's been pretty hot on Porro tonight, the card as well. It's normally started on Porro. Interesting. I think Liverpool likely to score. I'm more likely to score than West Ham. Yep. I think you're probably right. The card is... Yeah, the card USB is sick. How did it start? The card started because I sat there and did a wild card draft in Game Week 12 last year, right? And I had three drafts, and by the time the deadline came around in Game Week 12, I had narrowed it down to 2. And one of the drafts was Haaland, Salah, and a bunch of other players. And the other draft was Saka, Palmer, Bruno, Mbumo, Salah, and the card picked that draft, and it was definitely the best draft to go with because Haaland sucked. Like, it absolutely sucked. And the only reason why I went with that draft is because the card landed on that draft. I was happy to go with Eva. I couldn't make up my mind, so I was like, stuff it. I'm going to flick a card, leave it to chance, and we roll with it. I also, last year, asked the card in Game Week 29 whether to play Bruno Fernandes as captain or Haaland as captain, and it picked Bruno Fernandes, and we all know what happened. Bruno got double 19 points. Haaland only got 1 goal. So, I mean, the cards calls, it also in Game Week 34, for anyone, I didn't have Cunha, but it also called Cunha captain over Salah that week, and Cunha got that massive haul that week where he got like 15 points or whatever, and a lot of people didn't captain him but had him in their teams. But some people on the stream that joined that day captained Cunha based on the card's call, and I tell you what, they were laughing all the way to the FPL piggy bank with 30 points. I think Watkins is the better captain this week, but I'm going Saka. Yep, I'm going Saka as well. My coin said Juve. We have a problem. Who's more trustworthy, the coin or the card? I don't know. I feel like the cards calls last week, I was actually legitimately shocked, honestly. When they all came in, I was like, this is some nonsense, this. Like, how can anyone believe this rubbish? But that's what it is. I mean, like, even if people sit there and say the card didn't call it, I literally called everything correct if the card didn't call it. But I'm telling you, that's exactly what the card called. I never changed what it lands on. Even if it means I don't agree with it, I'll still call it out. Bowen or Mateta? Bowen or Mateta? Bowen, Mateta. Oh, it's finally landed. It's gone hot on Bowen. It's gone hot on Bowen late in the day, just in time for the deadline. It's a hot on Bowen. I'm quite happy with this. I'm happy. This card has previous success. Yes, it does. It definitely does. The card is definitely mightier than the coin. I've done the TRF. Bob the Builder is in. Oh my God, yes, Napstars. Bob the Builder. The card is better than review, 100%. 100% the card's better than review. Ask the card, will Gordon score twice or 3 times? All right, 12, mate. I'm going to say, will he score 2 to 3 times or none? Yes. Or none? 2 to 3 times. Oh, mate, you're on here, Nightmare. It reckons 2 to 3 times. Mate, if Gordon scores 2 to 3 times and you've captained him, you're going to literally leave me in your dust. And we'll have to delay the D-Unit and Nightmare video for a week, so I don't have to sit there and like listen to how your Gordon pick just absolutely destroyed my team. If you had to choose, would you pick Palmer or Salah captain? I'd go Palmer. It's an easier fixture, right? On paper, it's an easier fixture for Palmer. Just patiently waiting 3 hours for you to have transferred Palmer out after he blanks. Yeah, it's happening. If he blanks, he's 100% gone. See you later, mate. It's Bowen or Gakpo. D-Unit, think about it. Even Gakpo you can captain. He is 90 minutes right now. I know. Flash Gordon, boom. I know. It is, don't get me wrong. I kind of want to play Gakpo because he's playing on Monday night. But I've got 4 minutes to think about it. Is it 4? 8 minutes? 6 minutes? 8 minutes. I can't even tell if I'm on time or not. Is it 6 minutes? 8 minutes? I can't even tell. I've got my glasses on. I still can't tell. How bad's that? The card has let me down before. This could be redemption. So either the card is completely trolling Nightmare because the card and Nightmare have history, or it's decided that Nightmare needs a pick-me-up after the disaster that was last week. So hopefully it rewards both of our teams this week. Let's be honest. We can only hope at this point that it rewards both of our teams. We are into the last 8 minutes, folks. Yocker is triple captain, external X. I don't mind it. If you want to do it, please let us know how it goes next week. I love the bravery. Love the bravery. Is Gakpo 90 minutes or does Chiesa replace him like last match? Did he not? I feel like Gakpo played 90 minutes last game week. He actually replaced Wirtz, I think. Wirtz went off and so did Ekitike. I don't think Gakpo went off. I like players playing as late in the game week as possible. I know. I guess I have to trust your card, Shaman. Nightmare. No, you tell me. I just have TRF in Bob the Builder on the card said so. Yokero's triple captain. Bench boost when it's not that bad. Yokero's triple captain, yes or no? I was going to say no. Bench boost then, it's not that bad. I'd rather save it. Yeah, we're going to be part of the Green Arrow gang this week, baby. This channel is going to be on the biggest Green Arrow out of all the channels out there. Probably other than Nightmares, because if Nightmares captained Andy Gordon and he comes in, he's probably beat me this week. Let's be honest. Do I bring Gakpo in? What time is that Man City game tomorrow? Is that the early kickoff? I'm doing it. Stuff Reindeers. Hold on. We're going to move him in. Save your team. All right, that's what we're going. I didn't realize Man City were the early kickoff. Never trust the early kickoff. Number one rule. That's made the decision actually really easy. I don't even have to ask the card for that. I don't like the early kickoff. Weird things happen in the early kickoff. If Reindeers gets a massive haul tomorrow, I'm going to sit there and own it. But that's what I'm going with. All right, Bowen starts. Gakpo starts. Reindeers is on the bench. Bebe now plays for a team called UD Ibiza. I love it. What a name. UD Ibiza. I mean, he probably just parties in Ibiza all the time. I mean, Man United paid him a boatload of money while he was there. I don't know actually how much they paid him, but it was definitely a little bit. Napstars, apparently it was a road card because the original was missing. Yes, the original was missing. This is the D-Unit card for 2025. And so far, it's off to a hot start. Now, I've got a bunch of them. I had to make sure I didn't get this one confused with the others. But it's definitely this one. This was the one that made all the calls last week, and it's going again this week. Tamar, bench booster, Dubravka, Richards, Dorgu, Strand, Larson, hoping for the best. I like that. That's not a bad bench booster. Don't mind that. Supreme Leader, any leaks? Other than the fact that Bowen and Palmer are starting, I ain't got nothing for you, mate. I've got no leaks. I don't believe in leaks. I think you just got to pick the team and hope for the best. Forest triple defense, better not let me down again. Oh, mate, it let us down royally last week with that penalty, didn't it? Start Kudos or Reindeers? I would start Reindeers over Kudos. Newcastle's midfield press is still shaky. They push higher but leave space between the lines. I might go Gakpo as well. Yep. Napstars, great to not trust the early kickoff, and I now have Bob the Builder. I know. If you had Haaland, would you captain him over Saka? No, I would definitely still captain Saka. That's why I've got Saka for this game week. I wouldn't have started with Saka. I would have started with Haaland if it wasn't for this game week. I'll go for the better fixture with Saka. Yeah, Saka. Ask the card, Eagles or Swans? Eagles, Swans. Swans. No, Reindeers. Yeah, I know, I've taken him out. Thanks, D-Unit. Reindeers first sub for me. Always does well. Bench boost confirmed. Bench Marmoush or Wirtz? Marmoush, Wirtz. Marmoush. Captain Haaland or Watkins? Now, I asked this question earlier on today. Haaland or Watkins? And it's still going with Watkins. The card is faithful to the Watkins pick there. I'm benching Wirtz. This is crazy. I know. Well, I had bench Gakpo. I've just sat there and done my own thing. Yacino urgent. There is a real possibility that the Nuno Espirito. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. That's that's crazy if he's not in charge. If he's not in charge, what does that make me want to change my team? Probably not. But yeah, Saka for me. So this team is locked. Yeah, 100% is locked. That team has been saved. It's ready to go. I've got 3 minutes and 24 seconds, probably a little bit more because I started the timer about 30 seconds early. So yeah, that is the team. I'm going Reindeers, first man on the bench. I'm benching one of the 2 players that actually returned for me last week. This week, Reindeers is not pulling the sleigh. The other 11 Reindeers have decided they're going to pick up the reins and carry me, hopefully, up the rankings significantly. Ideally, I halve my rank this week with some luck. Watkins or Wood the next 3 game weeks? Watkins. If you ask me that question next week, I'd say Wood, but this week it's Watkins. I put Dubravka for Sells because of this news. Don't mind it. Hey, why Sells over Dubravka? I just think Forest are a better team. Like, relying on Burnley just feels bad, doesn't it? They're not that good. They're going to finish 20th. Burnley are going to finish 20th, right? Sun will be eyeing this up as a massive 6-pointer. Get ahead straight out of the gate. 6 points on the board. 6 points on the board early doors is going to be great for them. I think they'll be great. We'll have a look at challenge following the deadline closure. But you've got about 2 minutes and 10 seconds, give or take, slightly more than that to finish and finalize your team. So make sure you do. Make sure you've pressed confirm as well. Make sure you haven't put a rogue thing in. Bowen or Verts? I'm going with Bowen, but let's ask the card, Bowen or Verts. It's been hot on Bowen the last few times, and it is still on Bowen. So there you go. I'm happy. Bowen, I think. Sells all day long. Martin Harvey. Sells for me over Dubravka. I think this is Dubravka's best fixture you can play him in. I still don't rate the fixture. I feel like Burnley just aren't going to keep many clean sheets. They probably will keep a clean sheet, but it's going to probably be when we're not expecting them to. They'll probably do it against like a big team that are having an off day from like the Champions League or whatever. Yeah, I've confirmed FPL Nightmare. We're benching Reindeers. I can't believe I'm benching Reindeers, but we're going with Gakpo and Bowen. Thank you very much, Napstars. Absolute legend of the chat. 5 lucky people have just been gifted memberships. Make sure you say thank you to Napstars. Absolute legend. Joins the streams. Absolute champ. Also, I can't wait to play you in draft Napstars. It's going to be quite funny. I bet you're going to beat me. You're going to smoke me when I play you. I've got a strong feeling about that. Verts or Reindeers, I would say, whatever I just said then. So I'm sitting at 30K in the world right now. How do I keep going upwards? Hope for the best. Did you play a chip last week? Because if you didn't play a chip, that's unbelievably a great start, 30K. Salah or Palmer, captain? I'm going with Palmer, better fixture. I'm right. No watch along this weekend, D. There will be a watch along on Sunday. Sunday, there will be a watch along. Fulham versus Man United. We will be there. I'll be there. I might even come on early to do the second half of the 9 p.m. games. Thanks for your time, D-Unit. Good luck. Thank you, Tyler. Would you sell Forest Defence if Nuno gets sacked? Yes, potentially, but I'm not going to sell him until I know for a fact he's sacked and what we go. Yes, I will definitely enjoy Mum's 80th birthday. She'll hopefully definitely enjoy it as well. And yeah, we should be at the countdown timer has hit 0. It looks like the time, or it's still 1:29. It's just ticked over 1:30. So I'm assuming the game has now locked. So that's the team. As it goes in, Sells, Milinkovic, De Kuyper, Dorgu, Bruno Palmer, Saka captain, Gakpo comes in late for Reindeers, who drops to the bench, which was the original plan last week. Even Ilson comes in for him from last week, Bowen and Watkins, and I'm benching Dubravka, Reindeers, Collins, and Juve. Okay, sweet. See you then. Have it at the Cobb. Yep. Enjoy the weekend. Yes, I will. I hopefully will. And let's have a look at Challenge, how we went there last week. So let's go to Challenge really quickly. Where are we? Fantasy. And let's go to Challenge. Fantasy Challenge. And how did we go last week? Oh, I'm going to have to log in. Look at this. This is interesting. And it's probably the brightest the screen's looked all day. All right, it's going to let me log in straight away. Oh, 42 points. Top 50% last week. Wow, I went as well in the challenge as I did in the bloody... Players from the promoted clubs earn double points, 1 player per club. Oh, well, this is obvious. This is where you pick the Bravka. I'm the top of the challenge. Oh my God, Napstars. That's crazy. Well done. Good luck this weekend, mate. Hopefully Saka gets 20 points and Gordon gets 21. I would love it. That would absolutely be brilliant, wouldn't it? All right, let's have a look at this. Let's do this really quickly. I want some midfielders. I always prefer a 1-3-1 formation. All right, so we're going to go with, let's go with Ballard, just because we're points chasing and we just believe in this nonsense. And let's go with, I'm not going to go with a Burnley player, you know. I'm not going to go with a Leeds player either because that's just stupid. We're going to go with, what's the cost? Is it unlimited cost this week? Unlimited. All right, sweet. That's handy. Let's have a look. What are we going to go with? We're going to go with, you're not going to be able to see my team. It's going to be off the screen. That's annoying. I have to switch. Is there a way of flicking it over to the other side? I don't think there is. Anyway, we've got Ballard in goal. We're going to have, hold on. This is stupid. What am I doing here? Midfielders. All right, let's bring in, oh no, can we have one player per team? Semenyo. We're going to go, where's old mate? Saka. Where is he? Oh, I'm going to have to type it in. Saka. There we go. And we're going to go, I'm going to go Bruno. I feel like Bruno's been overlooked this week. Fernandez. I can't even spell. Fernandez, Bruno. And then up front, we're going to go with, forwards. Oh, I need to take off. Hold on. Get rid of that. Forwards, we're going to go with HAALAND, I think. No, we're going to go with, I should play Bowen, just for the lols. Just because I've got full faith in that man. And then in the goalkeepers, we're going to go with, imagine if Bowen holds. They'll be absolutely hilarious. And in the goalkeepers, we're going to go with Trafford. Actually, oh no, we'll go, oh no, I've already got Semenyo in there. We'll go with, let's go with Trafford. I'm assuming he starts. You can always change it before it happens anyway. All right. Why is it not typing? There we go. Trafford. There we go. Locked and loaded. Captain Saka. Brilliant. Save team. All right, folks. That is my FPL challenge team as well. It's Trafford in goal, Ballard in defence, Semenyo, Saka captain, Bruno Fernandes, and Jared Bowen up front. And if you want to check the cards team before that locked in, it made 2 transfers, -4. Sells, Collins, Kukurea to Kuiper, Verts, Bruno, Palmer, Reindeers, Strand Larson, Captain Haaland, and Jared Bowen. Thanks for watching. It's been great fun. I'll be back for the Sunday night watch along. Make sure you join then. All because Ben Krellin, Captain Palmer. Most of the cartel has switched to Palmer captain last minute. Oh, mate, the cartel, they sicken me. They absolutely sicken me. They're like the biggest bunch of sheep, and they get all the sheep following them. I hope Palmer blanks. It's going to be hilarious, and Saka gets a massive haul. All right, thanks for joining. That's been the FPL D-Unit. Thanks for watching. As usual, I'll see you guys all again.